And here we are. Welcome back into Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube for second round action, starting in about 5 minutes from now with a tip-off between the number 3 seeded LSU Tigers taking on the number 6 seed, the Maryland Terrapins, in this one. As we have Herbert Brown in the chat right now going for LSU. If you're new to the channel, once you join me throughout the stream, let me know down below who you like, LSU or Maryland, for this one. Thank you so much for joining me right now on Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. But let's recap what both of these teams did in the first round on Thursday. So LSU played in one of the first games of the day against Yale, as LSU played the 14 seed Yale, and it would have been a totally different game if had Yale been able to hit 3-point shots throughout the game. But from the 3-point line, that's what killed Yale. They shot the ball 22% from the 3-point line. Most of their 3-point shots came late in the game. They were down by 16 at one point, but Yale did cut into the LSU lead. The final score was 79-74. LSU got the 5-point victory, but Yale only shot the ball 8 for 37 from 3-point range. Imagine if those 3-pointers had fallen, what the game would have been like. Probably a totally different outcome. Only 2 more 3-point shots, and LSU would have pulled out in front by 1 point. They would have had 80 on the board if they could have hit 2 more 3-point shots, made it 10 instead of 8. But for that game, the leading scorer for Yale was Aaron Copeland with 24 points. LSU did a terrific job limiting the leading scorer all season long, top 5 in the Ivy League, as that was Mie Oni of the Yale Bulldogs. His first game that he did not get a single double-digit point in the game. He was going into that game against LSU, scoring double-digit points in every single one of his games this season. But Mie Oni in the last game was held to only 5 points for Yale. For LSU, they had 4 players with double-digit points, 2 players with double-doubles on that game in the first round. 19 points leading the way against Yale was Skylar Mays. 15 points by Tremont Waters, top 5 point guard of the year by Tremont Waters. He had a season-high 36 points against Texas A&M back on January 30th. Tremont Waters ranked second in all of college basketball when it comes to steals per game, right behind Washington Huskies Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year, Matisse Thybulle. But here's the 2 players with double-digit and double figures here with double-digit points. 10 points, 10 rebounds by Cavell Bigby Williams, and Naz Reid had 14 points, 10 rebounds for LSU against Yale. So both of those players, those are the 2 tallest players in the lineup. Both of those guys had size. That's why LSU was able to out-rebound Yale throughout that entire game as well. So Cavell Bigby Williams is 6'11", and Naz Reid right behind him at 6'10". So the size in the last game just proved to be too much as LSU got the W against Yale. For the Maryland Terrapins, they survived a close one against Belmont in the first round, 79-77. It was back and forth throughout basically the entire game for that one. Belmont with a desperation chance at the buzzer, but it was a full court shot, and they airballed it right at the buzzer. It was close to the mark. It was just airballed, as it was a long full court shot, but no cigar there. Maryland escaped with a 2-point victory, 79-77 over Belmont. Belmont did a terrific job with their top 15 NBA draft pick, Dylan Windler. He led the way in scoring 35 points, 11 rebounds, but it wasn't enough as Maryland had 4 players with double-digit points in the game. Leading the way, Jalen Smith with 19 points, Daryl Morsell with 18 points, Bruno Fernando with a double-double, 14 points, 13 rebounds, and Eric Ayala with 12 points adding in for the Terrapins. So that's how that game turned out to be. The key player to watch out for Maryland in this one, it has to be Bruno Fernando. He has 21 double-doubles on the season. That is crazy. He averages 13 points per game. Also, he has a rebounding average of just above 10 points per game, averaging a double-double for Bruno Fernando for Maryland when it comes to points per game and rebounds per game on the season. All these statistical categories, they're off the charts for Bruno. Ranked 4th in the Big Ten in blocks per game, just under 2 blocks per game. Also, he ranks second in the Big Ten in rebounds per game, right behind Jordan Murphy of Minnesota. Jordan Murphy is a top 5 rebounder in all college basketball. I'll be streaming Minnesota later tonight in the last game that I stream against Michigan State. I got 4 streams today. This is the first one, I think. Out of all these games, I think this one could go either way, honestly. LSU against Maryland, this possibly could be the closest, the 3 against 6. But in the next game after this, that one is going to be interesting as well. Wofford takes on Kentucky. Kentucky will be without their leading scorer in that one, P.J. Washington. So that game should be interesting. Florida takes on Michigan, and Minnesota takes on Michigan State. But Tony Benford for LSU doing a great job as the interim head coach now. 2-1 record, filling in for Will Wade, with the whole Will Wade suspension there from the team for wiretap after he was talking about paying to play Javonte Smart. But Javonte Smart's back in the lineup. He's been one of the difference makers. Tremont Waters, top 5 point guard of the year for LSU. He has 15.1 points per game, leading the way in scoring, second in all college basketball and steals. We're underway here. LSU and Maryland. Maryland gets the tip off. They take that past the timeline. The red jerseys, white lettering for the Terrapins. White jerseys, purple lettering. LSU, left wing 3 to start it out. No good from the outside. Rebounded by Skylar Mays, and that's how this game starts. So LSU with the ball now. Maryland missed their first shot. Waters trying to go inside with a big block underneath right there. We got some big men on the team from Maryland as they have the ball now. Right wing of the perimeter. Anthony Cowan passes that one off top of the key to Eric Ayala. Now they try to go inside. Jalen Smith, the ball gets tipped out of bounds with 19:22 left to go in the first. So if you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that like button down below. Subscribe as well. We're still tied up at 0 in this one with around 19:15 left to go. LSU trying to go inside, and another shot just denied in the low paint right there. Naz Reid for LSU. The ball gets swatted out of bounds. LSU will get the inbound. 19:10 left to go. Tremont Waters looking for somebody to pass it to, and he finds his man. Backdoor cut, puts it up and into the bucket. 2-zip LSU. 19 minutes left to go. Maryland with the ball. They take it past the timeline. This is a very young Maryland team. Inside their starting 5, they have 2 freshmen, 2 sophomores, 1 junior. No seniors inside the starting 5. Left baseline jumper, no good by Fernando. Rebounded by LSU. We have 18:40 left to go. Tremont Waters, left wing in the 3-point perimeter with the ball. He has it at the free throw circle. Passes it back. Top of the key, Reed. No good by Naz Reid. Rebounded by Maryland. 2-zip LSU. Right wing in the perimeter here. Daryl Morcell for the Terrapins. He passes it. Fernando going inside. And we got a blocking foul called. Going to update you guys with the score. Bruno Fernando going to the free throw line to shoot 2 free throws. So LSU with a blocking foul on the play right there. Got 18:26 left to go in the first. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that like button down below. Subscribe as well. This is actually Jalen Smith. So Fernando's 23. Smith's 25. It was 25 who got fouled on the play. So Jalen Smith at the free throw line. First one a miss. On the season, Jalen Smith is a 66% free throw shooter. Just missed his first one. He'll have a chance for a second. And knocks that one down. 2-1. LSU up by 1. 18:25 left to go in the first. The Tigers with the ball takes it past the right side of the timeline. Tremont Waters with that ball now. And he passes that one off. Top of the key. Free throw circle. Jumper. No good. Hits the top of the iron by Skylar Mays. Rebounded by the Terrapins. They take it past the timeline. Anthony Cowan passes that one off. Ayala. Back to Cowan. And he passes that one off. Left corner 3, no good. Jalen Smith. So Anthony Cowan on the pass to Jalen Smith. No good from the outside. Rebounded by LSU. Waters. Burst the speed, laying it up and into the cup. 4-1 right now. Tigers up by 3. 17:45 left to go in the first. 3-point advantage by LSU. Tremont Waters, 15.7 assists in the first round game against Yale on Thursday. Maryland catch and shoot top of the key, knocks it down. Anthony Cowan with a three-point shot. Tied up at 4. We are 4 even in this one. LSU with the ball. Waters feeding that one inside. What a block. Out of bounds. Jalen Smith with a huge block on that play. With 17-11 left to go in the first. I'm going to update you guys with the score. So trying to go inside, and Jalen Smith with a denial right there on the play. As LSU will get the inbounds. Two blocks already in the first 3 minutes by Maryland. LSU with the inbound. They pass it left wing of the perimeter. Tremont Waters. He passes that one off and back to the top of the key. 3-ball. Outside. Knocks it down. Bench player Darius Days hits that one. 7-4 Tigers. 16:50 left to go. Maryland with the ball. They pass the timeline. This is Eric Ayala who passes it off now. Left baseline inside. Trying to back their way inside the low post. And Fernando trying to get that out of the low post. Kicks it back out. Right wing. Morso trying to dribble inside the key. Passes it in there. Jalen Smith up and in. Rolls around the bucket. Gets it to fall into the net. 7-6 right now. Good back and forth battle. 16:20 left to go in the first. Jalen Smith with 3 points from the field so far by the Terrapins. LSU with the ball, dribbling left wing of the perimeter. Tremont Waters trying to put it up. The net gets helped by his teammate right there with a putback. Darius Days with 5 points right now for the Tigers. 9-6. 6 points in the paint right now by LSU. Smith hands that one off to Cowan. And the ball is stolen away by LSU. LSU left wing of the perimeter now. Tremont Waters with the ball at the top of the key. 9-6 LSU with a lead by 3 with 15:40 left to go in the first. Waters, right wing dribbling the 3-point perimeter. Takes it back. Tremont passes that one off. Right corner 3 from the outside. No good. Hit the top of the iron right there. Marlon Taylor missed the 3-point shot. Rebounded by Maryland. They take it past the left side of the timeline. Dribbling baseline. Under the basket. No good. Too strong off the backboard. Offensive rebound, though. They kick it back outside. Left wing of the perimeter here for the Terrapins. Anthony Cowan dribbling in the key. Passes. Left wing 3. No good. Hit the front part of the iron. Offensive rebound again. So they set up the offense here by Maryland. 9-6. LSU with a 3-point lead. 15 minutes left to go. Maryland, Jalen Smith inside. Foul called. So Jalen Smith will go back to the free throw line for Maryland to shoot 2 free throws. I'm going to update you guys with the score. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that like button down below. Subscribe as well, as this is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. I do play-by-play of March Madness action, so stay in the know here with my channel. So I just updated the score. 15:01 left to go in the first. TV timeout. LSU up by 3. So just going to update you guys on what's going on in this game so far. Let's see the shooting percentage from the field, as LSU in the shooting percentage has told the story so far. 40% for LSU from the field, 25% from Maryland at the early stage of this game. Both of the teams have hit a 3-point shot so far. Maryland is 1 for 5 from behind the arc. LSU is 1 for 3. Let me know down in the chat who you like in this game, Maryland or LSU, as we have plenty of basketball action throughout the day on Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Both of these teams coming off their first round wins. LSU beating Yale by 5, 79-74 in the first round. Maryland with a nail biter against Belmont. They beat them by 2 on Thursday in the middle of the afternoon. But here we are in this TV timeout, checking you guys with the score right now. 3 points. Tied for the lead is Jalen Smith and Anthony Cowan for the Terrapins. And for LSU, it looks like 5 points, and it's a bench player who's leading the way right now for LSU. That's Darius Days, who hit a 3-point shot, and he had a shot inside. He tipped in a missed bucket by Tremont Waters as he tried to lay it up and in. So Darius Days with the tip in and the 3-point shot has 5 points, leading the way off the bench for LSU. Naz Reid with 2 points for the Tigers, and Tremont Waters with 2 as well. Top 5 point guard of the year with Tremont Waters. LSU does so many things so well this season. A 1-2 punch with Tremont Waters, and also in there, Skylar Mays. Both of those guys, 1-2 punch in steals per game. First and second in the SEC when it comes to steals per game. Tremont Waters ranks second in all college basketball, right behind Matisse Thybulle of the Washington Huskies when it comes to steals per game. Tremont Waters currently has, I think that's around, 3 steals per game, basically, Tremont Waters has this season. But, yeah, that's what LSU does so well on the floor. They steal the ball. They rank 8th right now in college basketball in steals per game. They average about 9 steals every game. Let's see what they have now. They have a steal so far. Maryland has not stolen the ball, but LSU has 1 steal so far. So we'll see that total increase throughout this game. Let me know down in the chat who you're rooting for, LSU or Maryland. Right here as we're getting ready to go back to action. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that like button down below. Subscribe as well to Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Next game after this, Wofford against Kentucky around 2:45. Florida against Michigan at 5:15. Minnesota, Michigan State 7:45. And then back tomorrow, Washington, North Carolina 2:40. Central Florida against Duke at 5:15. But here we are, back to action. Maryland will go to the free throw line with Jalen Smith. He's a 66% free throw shooter on the season. He has 5 double-doubles this season. Jalen Smith at the free throw line. First shot. Knocks that one down. Puts 7 on the board for Maryland. So the score is LSU 9, Maryland 7. With 15:01 left to go. Jalen Smith with his second chance at the free throw line. Just hit his last one, and no good on that one. Rims out. Offensive rebound, though. But a travel down low. So Maryland got the offensive rebound, but they traveled with the ball with 15 minutes remaining. So Bruno Fernando with a big rebound. This season for Maryland, Bruno Fernando has 21 double-doubles on the season. He ranks second in the conference inside the Big Ten in rebounds per game, right behind Jordan Murphy of Minnesota. Jordan Murphy is a top 5 rebounder in all college basketball. Bruno Fernando ranks 13th in college basketball in rebounds per game. LSU with the ball top of the key, Tremont Waters. He passes it. Left baseline, backing his way in there. Cavell Big B Williams. No good. Turnaround jumper short. Thank you so much for joining me back in the chat here, Ronnie Johnson. Appreciate that. As looks like we have another turnover on the play by Maryland. Wow. So Maryland got the rebound off the missed shot by Cavell Bigby Williams at rim short, and Maryland just turned over the ball. So 9-7 still the score. 14:28 left to go in the first. And LSU will get the ball. Let me know down in the chat who you're rooting for, LSU or Maryland. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. LSU, deep 3, Tremont. No good from the outside. Rebounded by Bruno Fernando. 14:15 left to go. Maryland with the ball, trying to take it inside. What a block from behind right there by LSU. The ball goes out of bounds. 9-7 so far. Tigers up by 2. Maryland will get the inbounds. Maryland will get the ball back on the inbound. 14:10 left to go in the first. They put it at the top of the key. Anthony Cowan trying to go inside to kick it back outside. Jalen Smith passes that one off. Left wing of the perimeter. Back to the top of the key. 3. Cowan. No good. From behind the arc by Maryland. LSU with a big rebound. But they had 3 players. 3 of their own players fighting for their own rebound. And LSU, 3 of their players fall on the ground. And the refs roll the travel. Very embarrassing right there. 11, 22, and 1 were going for that rebound. All white jerseys for LSU. Maryland with the ball, and they just missed the shot there, but LSU just tipped it out of bounds. So 13:54 left to go. Maryland will get another chance at the inbound. Thank you so much for Ryan Johnson here coming back into the chat. So we got the brothers here in the chat, Ronnie and Ryan. Thank you guys so much for being in here in the chat. Fernando with the ball for Maryland. He passes it off. Top of the key 3. Terrapins. No good from the outside. Rebounded by Cavell Bigby Williams of LSU. 9-7, 13:30 left to go. They feed it inside underneath the basket and a foul called. So Emmett Williams will go to the free throw line to shoot 2 free throws for the Tigers. So Jalen Smith right there underneath the basket gets called with the blocking foul. We're still 9-7. Here we are at the free throw line with Emmett Williams. Williams, a 70% free throw shooter in the season, 9-7 to score. No good. Hits the front part of the iron. 13:34 left to go in the first. Still 9-7 right now. Emmett Williams with a second chance at the free throw line. Knocks that one down. 10-7 so far. And this one, Maryland with the ball. They put it into the hands of Anthony Cowan. Takes it past the timeline here for the Terrapins. He passes right wing of the perimeter. Aaron Wiggins now with the ball. He puts that ball into the hands, top of the key. Sorrell Smith Sr. Off the bench now. He passes back to Cowan. Cowan, top of the key here for the Terrapins. They've missed their last 6 shots from the field. 3 ball from the top of the key. No good. Offensive rebound. Put back. No good. Rebounded by LSU. Big B Williams grabs that rebound. Tremont Waters with the ball. Left elbow. He tries to pass it along. Bounces the ball on the ground. And he puts it into the hands of Emmett Williams. Williams inside the key. Floats it up. And it gets the roll right there on a play and one. So Emmett Williams going back to the free throw line for the and one. Let's see here in the replay. Emmett Williams, number 24 of LSU, working on number 2, Aaron Wiggins. And Emmett Williams right there puts that shot home, banks it home. And Wiggins of Maryland gets charged with a foul. Personal assist to Wiggins on the play of Maryland. Like Darius Days has checked out of the game for LSU, so he was on the bench right now. The shot just went down, and it will be an and one from the field. Just updated you guys with the score, 12-7 right now. And Emmett Williams will go to the free throw line for his and one for LSU. Bruno Fernando, the leading rebounder for Maryland, looks like he's on the bench at the moment. Tremont Waters checks out of the game for the moment for the Tigers as well. So we have 12:47 left to go in the first. 12-7 to score. Let's see what happened here. Was on the last play, Emmett Williams gets fouled. He does the spin move inside, puts it home into the key, and he goes to the line for one. 12-7. Williams at the free throw line knocks that down. 13-7. LSU up by 6. Maryland with the ball. If you're new to the channel, hit that like button down below. Subscribe as well. Hey, what is up? Gerard Sanders back in the chat. Thank you so much for joining me. Oh, LSU almost stole that, but Maryland with the ball. Slam jam right there as they broke the double team. Bruno Fernando jams that down with his 2 hands. 13-9. 12.5 left to go. LSU with the ball. They try to take it inside. They kick it back outside. Right wing of the perimeter. Skylar Mays, top of the key, dribbling in the key now. And a reach and foul called, committed by Maryland on the play. Gonna update you guys with the score. 13-9 here. A little bit of back and forth action in this one between these two teams. Bruno Fernando and Maryland just breaking the double team on the last time, and Fernando slamming it right down. 13-9, 4-point lead by LSU. LSU with the inbound with Skylar Mays, left wing that 3-point perimeter. He feeds it off. Emmett Williams backing his way. Low post, kicks it back outside. Right wing of that 3-point perimeter. Marlon Taylor puts that one into the hands at the top of the key here. LSU. Javonte Smart dribbling inside. Smart finishes to the bucket. Puts it up and in off the glass. 15-9 LSU. We have under 12 left to go before halftime. If you're new to the channel, hit the like button down below. Subscribe as well. Maryland with the ball, left wing of that 3-point perimeter. They pass it off. Bruno Fernando passes it to Ricky Lindo. 3-pointer, no good. Off the top of the iron. Rebounded by LSU. Pushing tempo here. Mays taking it to the rack. No good. He couldn't finish. Off the backboard. Rebound. Maryland. 2-on-1. Layup and in right there. Eric Ayala lays it up for Maryland, 15-11. 11:25 left to go. LSU with the ball, up by 4. Tigers, top of the key. They're dribbling with it. This is Javonte Smart. Smart with the ball. Step back 3. Oh, and he drills it. Javonte Smart from the outside. 18-11, LSU up by 7. What a great shot right there. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that like button down below. Subscribe as well. Play-by-play throughout the whole entire March Madness tournament. Maryland with the ball, left wing of the perimeter, trying to spin move inside. They pass it off. Fernando, baseline, under the basket, try to be fancy with a reverse layup underneath the basket. No way. Got rejected by the rim. LSU with a rebound. Left wing perimeter here. Tigers, another 3. And that one was airballed out of bounds. So Javonte Smart, who hit the last 3-pointer, just airballed that one. TV timeout on the court. I believe we have 10:32 left to go. Gonna update you guys with the score once again. If you're new to the channel, hit that like button down below. Subscribe as well. This is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. I'm gonna update you guys with the box score currently in this game. At the moment right now, LSU with a 7-point lead against Maryland. So here we are as we look to the leading scores for LSU. These bench players today pulling through for LSU in this game. Darius Days with 5 points right now. Javonte Smart with 5 points off the bench. Emmett Williams with 4. So 14 bench points out of the 18 for LSU so far. 2 points by Naz Reid, 2 points by Tremont Waters. For Maryland, the scoring distribution looks like this. 4 points, Jalen Smith. 3 points by Anthony Cowan. And then there's a tie for 2 points, Bruno Fernando and Eric Ayala. So that's what is going on between Maryland and LSU at the moment. 7-point lead by LSU at the moment with 10:38 left to go when we do get back to action. Gonna update you guys on the streams that I'll be doing today. Next game will be number 7 Wofford taking on number 2 Kentucky. As that will be interesting. PJ Washington of Kentucky, I believe he's supposed to be doubtful for today's game. He's the leading scorer for the Kentucky Wildcats. Wofford trying to possibly pull off the upset there. Wofford looked really, really hot against Seton Hall. Seton Hall came back. They were down by like double-digit points on Thursday. They came back, but then at the end, Wofford just drilling 3-pointer after 3-point shot, and they were just unstoppable. And what a game played by Fletcher McGee, the all-time career 3-point record holder with 509 career 3-pointers in all of Division I college basketball. And yeah, we got the TC gang in here that's looking for Maryland to get the W. As the TC gang, what is up here, the TC gang? Thank you so much for joining me in here. If you're new to the chat, make sure to hit that like button down below. Subscribe as well, as I do play-by-play of March Madness action. Yeah, my bracket inside here is already basically busted. I had Belmont going all the way to the Sweet 16 as an 11 seed. So, yeah, that didn't happen. They were one desperation full-court 3-point shot from that happening, but it wasn't enough. Dylan Windler had 35 points against Maryland, but it was too short for Belmont. So I think this is the first year ever that an 11-seeded play-in has not made it past the round of 64. I think every single year, the 11 play-in seed somehow wins their first round game, goes to the round of 32, but it didn't happen this year. Belmont and Arizona State, both of those teams losing yesterday. How about Buffalo? Buffalo looks really incredible right now, and Oregon as well, just crushing Wisconsin yesterday. Like, I don't think anybody saw that coming, but Oregon right now is on a 9-game winning streak. Peyton Pritchard, the point guard for Oregon, playing lights out. He had 19 points yesterday. Pritchard was back on that Final Four team with Dylan Brooks in 2017. So this Oregon team, just an incredible turnaround with Dana Altman throughout this entire season. And yes, Kansas against Auburn later tonight. That one's on cable though, so I won't be able to stream that one because I only get the CBS games on this channel. If I'm with my friend John, like I was on Thursday, he does have cable at his house. So if I'm ever with him, we usually have flexibility choosing the game. But here we are back to action. Maryland with the ball, right wing of that three-point perimeter. Ayala trying to take a baseline under the bucket, and they feed it inside of Jalen Smith, and it looks like we had a tie up on the play. Turnover goes to LSU, so that's another turnover by Maryland on the play. Yeah, Maryland right there. Jalen Smith was just swarmed with like 4 white jerseys by LSU, and LSU got the turnover. So here we are back to action. 10 minutes left before halftime. LSU with the ball. Right wing perimeter. Skylar Mays. Mays lobs that one to the right baseline, trying to back his way inside the low post here. Naz Reid. Reid almost lost the ball. He does. Maryland with the ball off the steal. They take it past the timeline in transition. Trying to take that inside. Spin move. Up and in. He gets it into the net. Daryl Morsell in for 2 for the Terrapins. And he gets to tie his shoe as well as the whistle blows. I'm going to update you guys with the score once again here. 18-13 at the moment. Daryl Morsell off the steal, and he laid it up and in for the Terrapins. We got 9:38 left to go in the first. LSU with an inbound pass. Tremont Waters takes it past the timeline here for the Tigers. Puts it into the hands of Big B Williams. Feeds it inside. Backdoor cut. Slam. Jam. Naz Reid. Yeah, that Liberty game yesterday. I took Liberty over Mississippi State, though. Mississippi State, I saw when I was researching, Mississippi State had like a 1-5 record against like AP top 25 teams. So 20-13 off the Naz Reid slam dunk. Yeah, I'm so glad I picked Liberty. Looks like Maryland got fouled, so they'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2. 20-13 right now. LSU up by 7. Yeah, that K-State game really messed me up. I had K-State going to the Sweet 16, and they lost to UC Irvine. 20-13 right now. Maryland at the free throw line, shooting 2. First shot goes down, 20-14. The leading scorer yesterday for K-State, Barry Brown, he got in like a ton of foul trouble early. He picked up like 2 fouls in the first 10 minutes, so they had to sub him out, and then there was just no offense shown by K-State. Second shot at the free throw line, knocks that one down, 20-15. Right now, Maryland down by 5 as both of the shots fell down at the free throw line by Ricky Lindo. On the season, he's a 48% free throw shooter, but just hit both of them right now. Yeah, oh my gosh, Cincinnati yesterday against Iowa. I picked Cincinnati to go all the way to my Final Four. Usually there's always like one of those like lower seeds, like a 7 or an 8 that sneak their way into the Final Four. I had Cincinnati this season going into the Final Four. They were doing so well early. They were like up 13-2, I believe, as LSU tried to drive inside, and it's a rebounding foul picked up on LSU as Maryland's got the rebound and a collision underneath the basket. So last play, Tremont Waters missed the layup. It got rebounded by Bruno Fernando. Looks like LSU was number 14, Marlon Taylor, who got called with a rebounding foul. 4 fouls already by LSU, 3 by Maryland in the first half. 20-15 is the score. Maryland with the ball, top of the key here. They pass it back, left corner 3. No good, hits the top of the iron. Rebounded by Javonte Smart of LSU. They take it past the timeline here. Smart almost lost the ball, gets it back into his hands. 8:20 left. 20-15 right now. Smart trying to take that one inside for the Tigers underneath the basket. Puts it back outside, top of the key. Naz Reid. Reid pushes that one over, right side of the perimeter. Tremont Waters trying to take it inside, passes it back to the left corner. Smart inside, and no good. 3 red jerseys were right there to grab the rebound. Maryland's got the ball on the other side. LSU with a steal, pushing tempo. Left wing perimeter, they feed it inside. Naz Reid rejected under the bucket. Fight for the rebound. LSU has it, and they get fouled, and LSU will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Wow, this is a dogfight right now. A couple of misses, a couple of huge rebounds by both of these teams. LSU with a steal from behind. We got 7:47 left to go in the first, and the TV timeout on the floor. Going to update you guys with the score. It's a 5-point game right now. LSU 20, Maryland 15. If you're new to the channel, hit that like button. down below. This is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. So here we are in this game, and let's see the leading scorers at the moment currently. And it's still those two bench players for LSU leading the way. They have 14 points off the bench out of the 20 so far. 5 points by Darius Days, 5 points by Javonte Smart, 4 by Emmett Williams, Tremont Waters with 2, and Naz Reid with 4. For the Maryland Terrapins, the scoring looks like this. Leading the way, 4 points, Jalen Smith, 3 points, Anthony Cowan, Bruno Fernando with 2, same as Eric Ayala, and also in there would be Daryl Morcell with 2. I'm just going to look at these stats. Both of these teams have been shooting cold from the floor. Not as cold as the start yesterday with Central Florida and VCU. But Maryland shooting at 25% from the floor, LSU at 38 currently. So do you think that we're getting an upset in Murray State against Florida State? Yeah, possibly. I think most likely. And now when Murray State played lights out against Marquette, they beat them by like basically 20 points on Thursday. I think in my bracket, I took Murray State to the Sweet 16. Yep, I have in my bracket, I have Murray State over Florida State today. But yeah, when Ja Morant projected either the number 2 or number 3 NBA draft pick, when Ja Morant plays for Murray State, he makes his teammates so much better. It's just absolutely incredible how Murray State plays with Ja Morant in there in the lineup. He had a triple-double against Marquette. Like, those numbers were insane for Ja. He just went off against Marquette. That was his 3rd triple-double of the season as well. I'm going to pull up those numbers for you guys, what Ja Morant had. He had 17 points, 11 rebounds, and 16 assists against Marquette as Murray State beat Marquette 83-64 on Thursday. But yeah, it was a close game throughout, like back and forth. There was a 20-10 point lead at one part that Murray State was up against Marquette. Then Marquette scored 10 points in a row to tie it up at 20-20. But then right before the halftime horn, Ja Morant with a huge 3-point shot, putting Murray State up at the half 42-35. And then in the second half, it was just complete takeover right there. Ja, and then a couple of his other teammates did really, really well in the game as well. I think Cowart there, he's a pretty big rebounder. He only had 9 points, but he's the leading rebounder of the team. We got some people back in the chat. Thank you so much to come back here to TC Gang and Midwest Sport. Thank you guys for tuning back into Behind the Arc Basketball right now. 5-point game with 7:47 left to go in the first. So we're going to get back to action momentarily. Thank you guys so much for joining me back here. Play-by-play throughout the March Madness season on my channel. So, yeah, I think that the possibilities there, Murray State to upset Florida State today. Florida State didn't look that great against Vermont either in their first game on Thursday. First shot at the free throw line, it goes down for LSU. They have the 6-point lead. So it's 21-15. LSU back at the free throw line with 7:47 left to go. Second shot, they knocked that one down as well. So it's 22-15. Maryland with the ball. They take it past the free throw line. Take it past the half-court line there. So here's Eric Ayala. He passes it left wing. Anthony Cowan. Cowan almost had the ball stolen by the top 10 stealing team in the nation. But we do have a foul called on the play. 7:27 left to go. So looks like another reach-in foul called, committed by LSU. LSU right now ranks 8th in the nation when it comes to steals per game. They average about 9 steals every game this season on average. So Maryland will get the inbound. 7-point game, 22-15. Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate that, Cloud9. That's what like everybody says. They think that this is absolutely awesome. I started up this channel about 2 months ago, and we're getting close to 100 subs. Just keep on creeping up. No good on the shot by Maryland. Rebounded by LSU. They take it past the timeline. Trying to go inside. They pass it. Top of the key here. Naz Reid. Reid fakes out the defender. Trying to go inside, and he tried to go for the jam, but he gets fouled. He'll go to the line for 2. So Naz Reid tried to throw the hammer dome down right there on the fake. He just faked out Bruno Fernando in the lane, tried to throw it down, but there was a blocking foul called by Maryland's Jalen Smith on the play. So Naz Reid will go to the free throw line. 22-15 to score with 7:10 left to go. First shot, and that one goes down. If you just heard the fire alarm in my house, no worries. That was just my mom cooking in the kitchen right next to this room as the first shot just went down for LSU. 23-15. 8-point lead by LSU. Naz Reid back at the free throw line. And he connects with that one. 24-15 right now with 7:10 left to go. Maryland will get the inbound. So Naz Reid makes both of his free throws. Join me in for my next game after this one. Wofford will take on Kentucky. That will start approximately 30 minutes after the conclusion of LSU against Maryland. Largest lead of the game here for the Tigers, up by 9. Maryland with the ball, left wing of the perimeter with Cowan. Anthony Cowan passes it, left side baseline, Bruno Fernando. Kicks it back out on top. Cowan passes, trying to go inside here. Maryland, reverse layup, no good. As it rolled right around the rim, and LSU tried to save the ball, and it went out of bounds right there. So Maryland will get the ball back. But, wow, right here on the replay, Daryl Morrisell almost finished right to the cup from Maryland, but he couldn't get it through. It just circled right around the rim. But LSU did try to save that rebound. They lost control of it at the very corner of the court behind that perimeter. So Maryland will get the ball here back on the inbound. No points scored in the last 2 minutes, 20 seconds here by the Terrapins. They get the ball back on the inbound. 9-point lead by LSU. 6:40 left to go. Top of the key. Cowan trying to take it inside in the lane. Floats up a shot. No good. Rebounded by Tremont Waters of LSU. Tremont takes it past the timeline. Speed burst inside. Tremont lays it up and into the cup. 11-point lead by the Tigers of LSU. What a great play right there by Tremont Waters. Exploding past the defense right there. I'm going to update you guys with the score. That means a timeout has been called by Maryland. This game is starting to get out of control. LSU just tiring out this Terrapins team at the moment. 6:27 left to go. TV timeout on the floor. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that like button down below. Subscribe as well. As this is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. 2 months on this channel. We're almost at 100 subs. If you haven't done so already, make sure to sub if you're new to that channel right now. But we're on a commercial break between LSU and Maryland. So what's telling the story here in this game is definitely the shooting percentage. LSU at this commercial break is shooting the ball at 41% from the field. Maryland shooting the ball at 22% from the field. So the TC gang over here in the chat says that he might start doing MLB play-by-play when that season starts. Definitely, man. That would be definitely awesome to do MLB. I've also considered that, maybe possibly doing the NFL. I'm not sure, but possibly I might do those two sports as well. Yeah, that'd be definitely cool. Follow your dreams, man. Definitely. I used to play baseball growing up. I played through high school, and I played on my all-star team in Little League, but it was an absolute blast playing baseball. But yeah, I've also thought about possibly doing MLB and stuff. But there's somebody though that does like MLB play-by-play. He's on YouTube. I'm gonna see who that. Yeah, it's this guy. He does play-by-play on YouTube. Check him out sometime. His name on YouTube is called Mr. Bad Dog 7676, and he has an awesome YouTube channel that he does like play-by-play for MLB games. He already started up. He did like a spring training game, and it seemed like everybody loved it and stuff like that. I think he did like Yankees Tigers spring training. But yeah, he also does like play-by-play videos and stuff, more like I think like MLB, NBA and stuff like that. I think after this I might consider also doing NBA, because right after the tournament finishes is basically when the NBA playoffs start. So I might want to do that as well. So that would be pretty cool. But right now on the commercial break, Maryland in trouble, down by 11 with 6:27 left to go. But yeah, I know a couple people who do like play-by-play and stuff, and people love it. Yeah, I'm really thinking about doing that because if I do the NBA playoffs, I feel like I'm gonna get like a ton of people in the chat, like way more people in there. So yeah, definitely gonna look to do like the entire NBA playoffs right after all of March Madness ends, because basically March Madness and the national championship game ends on April 8th, and then right after that's basically like the start of the NBA playoffs. So then that's basically when like more of the NBA games get put on TV and stuff like that. Like the Saturday showcases started like a few weeks ago with those games. But yeah, definitely would look forward to doing the NBA right after the conclusion of this season. But here we are back to action. Maryland with the balls. They take it past the timeline. They are down by 11. 16 points off the bench right now by LSU. 15 points total by the Terrapins of Maryland. Fernando underneath the basket. Loses the ball. LSU with another steal. Javonte Smart pushing tempo inside. Oh, they forgot to cover him all the way. He lays it up and in. Maryland, terrible rotation on the defensive end. They already have 6 turnovers in this game. In the first round against Belmont, they only had 5. Terrible shot as well. Off-balance shot in the key, but they do get the offensive rebound. LSU up by 13, 28-15. 5:40 left to go. Maryland's with the ball top of the key to perimeter. Daryl Morsell. Morsell, jumper at the top of the free throw circle. No good. They cannot hit a shot now. This is just like the VCU UCF game yesterday. VCU went stone cold for like 8 minutes without scoring a single bucket. The pass inside and the backdoor cut up and in. Banks it home off the glass. Doubling Maryland's score. LSU is up 30-15. 5:10 left to go. 18 points in the paint right now. Welcome back, Little Man Knows Sports. Thank you so much for joining me back. And if you guys like play-by-play as well, Little Man Knows Sports. Knows a ton about sports, so check him out on YouTube as well. He does play-by-play of games just like this as well. So, huge three-point shot by Maryland to cut the LSU lead to 12, 30-18. And the feed inside. Oh, throwing it down with authority. But there was a foul called right there. Oh, my goodness. A windmill slam dunk by Emmett Williams. They didn't count the dunk, though. That was insane. Oh, man. That was a ridiculous dunk, but they didn't count it, though, for LSU. A foul called right before that. Yeah, that Iowa State-Ohio State game. I didn't get to watch that because I was streaming VCU UCF, but that was going on at the same time. And, yeah, I went to the highlights of that, and I saw what a great game that was when I watched the highlights. 30-18, Maryland with the ball. They kick it back outside, left corner, and now dribbling with left baseline pass at left wing 3. No, good. Hit the rim short. Offensive rebound, though. Maryland kicks it back outside, left corner 3. Knocks it down. Right there. Daryl Morsell with a three-point shot. 30-21. So that's a 6-0 run right now. Daryl Morsell off the three-point shot. Maryland finally finding life. 4 minutes left to go. Three-point shot right corner. Oh, we're trading three-point shots at this juncture. Skylar Mays with a three-point shot for LSU. 33-21. So 12-point lead by the Tigers. Maryland with the ball here at the top of the key. 12-point lead, LSU. They pass it left corner of the perimeter. Dribbling baseline. The drive up and into the net. 33-23. Nice drive right there. Inside by Maryland. That was Ayala. Now with 4 points for the Terrapins. Top of the key, Naz Reid. Spin move inside. Oh, he turns it over. Fell to the ground. Passed it to the wrong player. Anthony Cowan taking it inside from Maryland. And the ball gets tipped up in the air right underneath the backboard, and it goes out of bounds with 3:20 left to go in the first. Going to update you guys with a score here in the chat. 10-point lead for LSU, 33-23, with 4:20 left to go in the first. If you're new to the channel, 3:20 left to go in the first. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that like button down below. Subscribe as well, as this is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. So, Cloud9 over here finds college sports more enjoyable than professional sports. Yeah, I can definitely see that, especially like the stakes like this. Like, I actually enjoy college basketball much better than the NBA. basically because of all this hype for this tournament and all this stuff. Like, it's just a huge pump up in hype for this March Madness tournament. And I feel like the best basketball that's ever played is in this March Madness tournament that I've like ever seen. Like, all the close games, all the intensity, all the buzzer beaters, like that's what it's about. And then the enjoyment of trying to guess on the teams and filling out a bracket. And then if you make it past like the first day, if you even make it past like the 4:30 games on the Thursday or so. But right now at this juncture, LSU has a 10-point lead with 3:20 left to go. Thank you guys so much for joining me in here on my channel. Hopefully we'll have some more great games just like that Ohio State Iowa State game as well. Yeah, my bracket right now doesn't look well at all. Yeah, that the group that you're playing in with me, little man, at the moment. Yeah, my sister has the lead in her bracket in the group that you joined with me. So the one that's at like the 93rd percentile now, that's my sister's bracket. That's in first. But yeah, my bracket isn't doing so hot as well. I picked Syracuse and Cincinnati to go into the Final Four as like deeper seeds. It's like an 8 and a 7, and that didn't work at the moment. So that doesn't look good for me. I did pick Murray State over Florida State today, so hopefully Murray State and Ja can make my wishes come true. But yeah, I took Buffalo as well all the way to the Elite Eight, so Buffalo looked really great yesterday against Arizona State, so hopefully they keep that up. But yeah, Liberty yesterday beating Mississippi State, that was a upset, but I had that on my bracket. I saw Liberty beating Mississippi State, but the one that really was the big upset yesterday, K-State lost to UC Irvine. Out of all teams right there, UC Irvine has been crazy. I think their record's like 31-5 right now. And also, I got lucky. I picked Oregon over Wisconsin, and that game wasn't even close. Oregon looks red hot right now. They're on a 9-game win streak. Peyton Pritchard got 19 points yesterday for the Ducks, looking really good. Peyton Pritchard was part of that Final Four team with Dylan Brooks back in 2017. Oregon had a terrible start to the year. They lost to Texas Southern, a team from the SWAC conference and non-conference play, one of the worst losses in Division I college basketball history. And then Dana Altman, the head coach, turns the entire program around. They win their last 8 games in a row to get into here to March Madness, and now they're in a 9-game win streak because they just beat Wisconsin yesterday. Here we are back to action, 3:20 remaining, and looks like a foul called on, committed by LSU. So Maryland will get the ball back on the inbound. 6 fouls committed by Maryland, 6 fouls by LSU. We have 3:20 left to go. And Maryland again will get the inbound. They pass it top of the key here. And to the right wing of that 3-point perimeter, Bruno Fernando puts that into the hands of Anthony Cowan. Kicks it back outside, left corner 3. No good. Rattled out. Rebounded by Javonte Smart of LSU. So Smart takes it past the timeline. He's at the right wing of the perimeter. Smart trying to take that inside. The key passes to his teammate, Big B Williams. Jumper. No good. Rebounded by Bruno Fernando of Maryland. 10-point game. Terrapins with the ball. They pass it. Right corner, right wing. Backing inside. They pass it top of the key. Fernando with a 3-point shot. Usually not the 3-point shooter here on the Terrapins is Bruno Fernando. He missed that one. 3 for 15 right now, shooting from 3-point range. LSU with the ball with 2.5 left to go before halftime. 33-23. Not a whole lot of points the past few minutes. Left corner 3, Mays. Knocks that down. Finally, points on the board. 36-23. Maryland down by 13 at the moment, updating you guys with the score. We have 2:05 left to go in this one before halftime. Maryland with the ball. They almost turn it over, and it was last tapped out of bounds by LSU. So that's what happened there. 13-point game, 2:02 left to go in the first. So, yeah, so in the group that you're playing with me, little man, my sister's on top right now. She has a 93rd percentile in our bracket. And then it looks like you're tied with me and also Midwest Sports for second right now. But I have a bunch of points taken away because I had Cincinnati and Syracuse going to the Final Four, and both of those teams already got eliminated. Trying to go inside. No good. Maryland missed the shot. Ball got tipped out of bounds, and the ball will go back to LSU with 1:48 left to go in the first. Maryland just cannot hit a shot from the field right now. They're shooting the ball at 25% from the floor. LSU's shooting at 46% from the floor. The shooting percentage tells it all. LSU off the inbound here. 13-point lead, 1:35 left to go. They feed it inside with a jam right there. Naz Reid throws it down. 15-point lead by the Tigers. More in the favor of probably LSU in this one. I've seen more LSU games this season than Maryland. I had Maryland out in the first round. I had LSU going to the second round here. But if I was actually like broadcasting for like an actual television station or so, I wouldn't be able to like do bias and all of that stuff. 3-point shot goes down by Maryland, 38-26. Unless you're Tony Romo and like the Pittsburgh Steelers and just root for the Steelers against the Patriots whenever they play. But yeah, that's mad funny when I watch them. But LSU with the ball is they are up by 12, 38-26. So if I had to pick this one, I would have picked LSU to win this if I had to bet on this game. LSU with the ball, left wing three from the outside. No good. Hits the bottom part of the rim. Javonte Smart misses it out. 25 seconds left to go before halftime. Maryland got the rebounds. I did in my bracket have Belmont beating LSU in the second round. I had Belmont, of course, beating Maryland in the first round. All of that did not happen, of course, even with Dylan Windler's 35 on Thursday. Maryland with one last chance before the halftime horn. Left corner three. And they knock it down right there with 2 seconds remaining. And there you go into halftime. So a big clutch 3-point shot as we head into halftime. Right there as Maryland cuts the double-digit LSU down to single digits right now. It's 38-29 at the half. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that like button down below. Subscribe as well as I do play-by-play of March Madness action. So stay in the know here with Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. We have a full slate of games all day today and also tomorrow. Wofford takes on Kentucky in my next one. 2:45. That game will tip off. In my bracket, I had Kentucky winning that game against Wofford, but it could honestly go either way. Honestly, PJ Washington, the leading scorer for Kentucky, I think will be doubtful for that game. Yep, I'll be doing Michigan State against Minnesota also. That's my last game tonight at 7:45. Also doing Michigan against Florida. So I know little man knows sports. I've got you covered with Michigan today against Florida at 5:15. And yes, I'll be doing Michigan State against Minnesota. So this is who I picked in these games. In my bracket, I picked Kentucky over Wofford today. But PJ Washington has a foot injury, so I think he's doubtful. He's the leading scorer for Kentucky. So right now, if I was to like go to the casino and bet on the game, if I knew ahead of time, I probably might have took Wofford instead of Kentucky. I think now, since Washington's injured, this game could go either way. But in my bracket, I took Kentucky over Wofford today. Second game I'm doing, I took Michigan over Florida. I think that one, Michigan can definitely beat Florida today. And I also took Michigan State over Minnesota. I think that's the most obvious game of them all. Even though Michigan State struggled with Bradley, they get Minnesota, but I think I have the score here from when Michigan State took on Minnesota last. Both of these teams just, yeah, that's basically me every single year. And like Saturday and Sunday, I just tune in to enjoy the games because right after Friday, my bracket's messed up. Yeah, that K-State UC Irvine game really just messed up everything with me. I had K-State going all the way, I think, to the Sweet 16. But for Michigan State, they play Minnesota later today, my last stream of the day. And Michigan State crushed Minnesota back on February 9th. It was 79-55 was the score. So, yeah, I think that Michigan State will get the W there. I have Michigan State playing Duke in the Elite Eight. It's very unfortunate because if Michigan State was put in another side of the bracket, I would have easily had them in the Final Four, but they had to get put as a number 8 ranked team in here out of every single team of 68 in the bracket. Michigan State was ranked 8 out of 68, and they got put as a 2 seed in Duke's region. So that's why they get to play in the Elite 8 if they make it there with Duke, if both of those teams make it there. Yeah, I think they should have got a 1 seed over Gonzaga. Instead, they got like a number 8 in the bracket out of 68 teams instead. So Michigan got a higher seed than them. Also, who else was a 2 seed? Kentucky got a higher seed than Michigan State. Tennessee as well. I think they should have jumped Tennessee either way because Tennessee lost by 20 in the final of the SEC tournament to Auburn. But here we are at halftime. 9-point lead by LSU at the half at the moment. But yeah, this is who I have in my bracket. Inside the Elite 8, I have Duke against Michigan State. I also have Buffalo as my sleeper playing in the Elite 8. I had a dream matchup over there that didn't happen in the Elite 8. I had Syracuse against Buffalo in 8 versus 6. That, of course, didn't happen. But Houston still standing strong for me. I got Houston in the Elite 8 playing North Carolina. That's another team I wish I could have taken into the Final Four was Houston, but it's too bad they play my national champion team. I picked North Carolina. So I got Houston against UNC in the Elite 8. I got Virginia also in the Elite 8, but I took Cincinnati to play against Virginia in the Elite 8. That didn't happen either. So both of those sides of the bracket busted right now. I got most of the matchups anyway. It's just my 2 Final Four teams are out. That's the problem. I didn't get the big Final Four matchups, but some of these teams look really good. Murray State, Buffalo. Oh, wow. So, yeah, thank you so much, man. So, we got a fan out here watching all the way from Canada up in Montreal. Thank you so much for tuning in right now to my channel, Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. This is awesome that my reach stretches up to Canada. I'm like 6 hours away from Montreal as well. I'm from Massachusetts, but yeah, once you hit I-87, go up the Adirondack Northway. It's not too far there from like the New York border. I've been all the way up to Plattsburgh in New York, so that's not too far from Montreal there. But that is absolutely awesome that I got fans here in the chat. If you haven't done so already, hit that like button down below. Subscribe as well to my channel if you're new. We're at halftime here between LSU and Maryland. This is awesome though, getting people from all over the globe. I had somebody in my chat the other day that was from Hong Kong in the chat. I've only been doing this for 2 months now, and it's starting to take off. So this is great, guys. Keep it up and spread the message about my channel with Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. So right now at the half between LSU and Maryland. Oh, wow, that is great. So you've got your buddy Josh's bachelor party. That is awesome. That is awesome. Congrats to Josh, by the way. Thank you so much for joining me here. We've had people on the channel from the UK. I've had somebody from Cyprus join me on the channel. I've been doing this for only 2 months. This channel is almost getting close to 100 subs in 2 months, which is great. Hopefully, it'll take off just like this in the tournament right now. We have, of course, bigger games today. So the bigger the teams, the bigger the programs, the more viewers that I'll get in my videos. But speaking about big programs going up against small programs, I'm just going to research something up about Wofford's enrollment over here. I think they're the smallest college in the tournament. So let's see. Okay, so I got this for you guys. Wofford's enrollment at Wofford College is 1,592 students enrolled there. I went to a D3 school in Massachusetts. I'm just going to see what that enrollment was. My school was D3. My school had an enrollment of like 2,500 students. But Wofford with 1,500 students, they're in the tournament as a 7 seed. And they get to play one of the top college basketball programs in the nation, the Kentucky Wildcats. And the next one I'll have coming up for you guys in the stream after this one. That is crazy. That's like a once-in-a-lifetime thing. Yeah, thank you so much, Josh. I appreciate that. Hopefully, he'll be able to get better. Prayers for him to get well rested, get better. Thank you so much for joining me in here. You guys in the chat have been great, but that's like a once-in-a-lifetime thing if you've ever witnessed it. Wofford playing in the tournament as a 7 seed, setting the record for most three-point shots made from the field in Division I college basketball history by Fletcher McGee of Wofford. Oh, yeah, the Terrier. That's great for Wofford. They're a great logo. Wofford beat North Carolina. Let's see. I know Wofford played UNC earlier today, and they didn't. I mean, Wofford played UNC earlier in the year. They didn't beat them. I'm going to look here. Wofford beat UNC 2017. Let's see. Okay, so this year, North Carolina beat Wofford 78-67, but let's see. I think 2017, if I type that in. Yeah, let's see. Oh, yep. So December 20th, 2017, Wofford beat UNC 79-75. Wow, that is incredible. Oh, my gosh. So here we are. Wofford has a chance to play Kentucky and for a spot at the Sweet 16 if Wofford makes it in for a chance to beat Kentucky and play against the winner of Houston against Ohio State. So, yeah, that is crazy. I got Houston going all the way to the Elite Eight. I think out of all the teams in the tournament, Houston by far has the most team chemistry out of any of the teams in the tournament. They do it so well on all phases of the ball. They're a top 10 team defensively in college basketball right now. They're very efficient on the offensive end. They push tempo as well down the court. They have some really good players. Dejan Jarreau, Galen Robinson Jr., the point guard. They have good bench players like Cedric Alley Jr., Armani Brooks, he's one of the best three-point shooters in the American Conference. They do so many things well for that Houston Cougars team. It's unfortunate because I plan to have Houston into my Final Four until the brackets get announced and they get to play against UNC. People ask me every single year, like 3-4 weeks before Selection Sunday gets announced, and they're like, who do you have in your Final Four? Who do you like? And I can't even respond because if you had asked me a month ago, I would have said Houston, Duke, UNC, Michigan State. And then I see these matchups in the bracket. Michigan State gets shafted. They play in the Elite Eight against Duke. Houston also gets shafted. They play in the Elite Eight against UNC. If Houston was in the top half of the bracket and got to play Virginia, I would have took Houston over Virginia. Houston was one Jordan Poole miss away from Michigan to make it all the way in further throughout that tournament last year. They lost at the buzzer against Michigan. But right now at the half, LSU with a 9-point lead, a huge three-point shot by Maryland to cut LSU's double-digit point lead down to 9. If you're new to the channel, hit the like button down below, subscribe as well. As I call play-by-play from March Madness games, plenty of games I'm doing for today and tomorrow as well. Wofford against Kentucky coming up next after this one. Florida against Michigan, 5:15. Minnesota against Michigan State at 7:45. So that will be the streams for today. And then tomorrow, back with more action. Washington against North Carolina at 2:40. Central Florida against Duke at 5:15. That's one of the most interesting matchups of the tournament right there. Zion Williamson going up against the tallest player in all college basketball, Taco Fall. He's 7'6". So that is just going to be a really interesting matchup. Taco Fall putting up huge numbers yesterday with a double-double. I think he had 4 blocks as well. I think he had 13 points, 15 rebounds. Actually not. Actually, I've kept on just going throughout these games. If I was talking nonstop for 12 hours straight, my voice would be sore, but for like 2 hours straight, it's not that bad, and then I take a break. But if I was to do like a complete 12-hour stream without stopping between streams, like calling Maryland LSU, doing like a full like half-hour post-game of Wofford against Kentucky before I go into the tip-off, if I kept on streaming like all day for 12 hours straight, then it would be sore. And it wouldn't be good because I wouldn't have anything to eat during my breaks either. I need something to put in there as well. So you've got Florida over Michigan. Interesting there. Yeah, Florida coming off that 9-point win against Nevada on Thursday. I took Florida over Nevada. I just wasn't feeling the Wolfpack at all. Before they played Florida, Nevada had 4 losses on the season, a record of 29-4 entering the tournament. And 2 of those losses came to San Diego State. San Diego State lost to Brown, a team from the Ivy League, by 21 points back on December 29th. So the last non-conference game for San Diego State. They went all the way to the Mountain West Tournament Finals, but lost against Utah State. But San Diego State lost to the Brown Bears, which is basically my hometown team, because I'm 20 minutes away from Providence, Rhode Island. But for San Diego State to beat Nevada twice, it just kind of like made me just like think yeah, I'm not taking Nevada here. And that's why I picked Florida in there for my bracket. GW got robbed out of the tournament. GW as in game winner or George Washington? Do you mean? Or Gardner Webb, I think that's what you mean. Yeah, Gardner Webb against Virginia. I think that's what you mean right there. Yeah, so Gardner Webb was up by 6 at halftime. They were up by 12 at one point against Virginia. But yeah, then Virginia finally started to get going in that game and beat Gardner Webb. That was the first time ever that Gardner Webb made it into the March Madness tournament. And then Colgate kept things close yesterday against Tennessee. Tennessee only won by 7 against Colgate. That was the first time since 1996 that Colgate's been in the tournament. But yeah, this is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. The whole shooting percentage here tells the story of the first half. LSU shooting the ball at 47% from the floor. Maryland shooting the ball at 29% from the floor. Shooting percentage telling the story right now. Let's see what else we got. Maryland has 4 blocks in the game compared to LSU's 1, so that's something else that happened. Ranch dressing, if I like it. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I like the type of salads that they have like at Wendy's and stuff. Sometimes they have like the taco salads at Wendy's with like ranch dressing. So yeah, I like that. Thank you so much, Jordan Shapiro, for joining me in here in the chat. Feel free to hit that like button if you're new. Subscribe as well, as I do play-by-play to March Madness games. We're currently on the commercial break. LSU against Maryland. 9-point lead here by the Tigers of LSU. The first game of today. But yeah, one and done for both of those teams from the A10. Both of those teams played terrible last night. VCU got crushed against UCF. St. Louis got crushed against Virginia Tech. Also, the big upsets yesterday. Liberty over Mississippi State, 80-76. Liberty was down by 10 points with like 4 minutes remaining in that one, and they came back and won. 4 minutes to go. Liberty down, I think, 62-52, and they came back. But every announcer, yeah, they've got a catchphrase. But yeah, we'll see. I'm trying to get one down for my catchphrase. Or so I was streaming with my friend John. He was doing the color commentating on the Thursday first round games, and when somebody slammed it down at the rim, he was just like, "Oh, that's abuse right there. That is abuse." But yeah, I've been trying out a bunch of stuff, or so I just basically put stuff together. But yeah, definitely gonna come with a catchphrase soon. So yeah, that is a good point. And let's see who I think will win in an arm wrestle, Zion or Taco. I'm going with Zion right there. Just too big to beat over Taco. Taco's too tall, but Taco's more like a toothpick compared to Zion right there. 'Cause Zion is just so athletically incredible. It's insane what Zion can do. One of the plays yesterday, he just stole the ball away from North Dakota State, slipped on the court, but still maintained his footing and laid it up and in into the cup. It was just really, really great to see. Just absolutely incredible of athletic ability. It's like a once in a decade thing with Zion Williamson. How incredible of an athlete he is with that size and his vertical. It's just insane what he can do. He ranks like top 5 ACC conference in basically every single category besides like free throw shooting percentage and 3-point percentage. But other than that, blocks per game, steals per game, Zion can just own basically like anybody on the court when it comes to that. But he's got the tallest man in college basketball tomorrow, Taco Fall. That should be a really great game to look forward to, because basically what UCF was doing yesterday, they were just lobbing the ball over the top to Taco Fall, who for some reason VCU had a terrible game plan. They put their 6'7" forward to cover Taco Fall, who's 7'6", an 11-inch difference. And every time UCF lobbed the ball over the top, low post underneath the basket to Taco Fall, and then he just put it back off the backboard up and in. But yeah, do pull-up J on the way, nothing but nylon. Oh yeah, I gotta use that catchphrase. Thank you so much, TC Gang, for that one. I'll make a note to do that. Thank you so much. That's a clutch catchphrase right there. Loving that one. But yeah, all these great announcers, all these classic catchphrases is what makes them. Like Gus Johnson, when he used to call the NFL games on CBS. One time, the Tennessee Titans running back Chris Johnson, he had this like massive touchdown run for like 90 yards or something like that. And then Gus Johnson was just like, yeah, he's running away from the cop speed. But yeah, all these classic calls, especially the March Madness ones, like the slipper still fits. Just been so many great calls over the years. But right now, we're at a commercial break. 9-point lead by LSU. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that like button down below. Subscribe as well. Got a full day packed with streams on the way. Wofford against Kentucky coming up after this one. Florida, Michigan, 5:15. Minnesota, Michigan State at 7:45. Thoughts on Murray State? And Murray State with Ja, or who we got here? Austin Garner. But yeah, Murray State with Ja in the lineup. Ja just makes things so much better. Just his team is just so much better with Ja in the lineup, with his triple-double against Marquette on Thursday. Ja just looked lights out against Marquette. That was his third double-double of the season, I believe, or third triple-double of the season. I believe that was the first ever triple-double in the tournament. So against Marquette, Murray State and Ja Morant had 17 points, 16 assists, and 11 rebounds. It was just insane what Ja did, and he wasn't even the leading scorer on the day for Murray State, but him passing the ball is just incredible. If Zion could play Ja, if that could happen too somehow, that would have to happen in the Final Four. If Zion plays Ja, that game would be out of this world. If Murray State can get past Florida State, then Murray State would play probably Gonzaga. If Gonzaga does win today against Baylor, that's what would happen. But Baylor knocked down 16 3-point shots in the first round against Syracuse. I put Syracuse in my bracket to beat Baylor. Of course, that didn't happen, though. Baylor's had some trouble in past years as a higher seed in the first round. They lost to Georgia State as a 3 seed. Georgia State was the 14 like a few years ago, but Baylor has struggled. Syracuse has always made deep runs, but this year has been the total opposite. But Ja Morant in the lineup, just making his teammates so much better when he's in there. He had 3 of his other teammates with double-digit points in that game. Brown had 19 for Murray State, leading the way. Williams had 16, and Buchanan had 14 for the Racers in the win against Marquette. Here we are, though, getting ready to go back to action. So here we are back to action. LSU with the ball into the hands of Tremont Waters. Top of the key 3, Naz Reid. No good. Hits the top of the iron. We got Josh Marks in the chat. Just woke up from my nap. Happy to be here. My nose a little stuffy, but ready for some basketball. Yes. Thank you so much, Josh, for joining me in here. This is great to have you guys in the chat. 3-ball, no good by LSU right corner. So they missed 2 shots from the field right there. Rebounded by Maryland. Trying to dribble baseline. For the Terrapins, Eric Ayala kicks it back outside. Fernando, top of the key to Ayala. If you're new to the channel, hit the like button down below. Subscribe as well. Thank you so much, Josh, for joining me in here. Congrats on the bachelor party as well. Air ball by Maryland. Turnover on the play. Ball go back to LSU with 19:09 left to go. So 19:09 remaining. LSU will get the inbound. And here we are back to action. Skylar Mays, top of the key here. He passes left wing. Waters with the ball, taking it baseline for LSU, trying to go in, and he puts it up and in off the backboard right there for Tremont. 40-29, 11-point lead here by the Tigers. So LSU at the moment up by 11. Updating you guys with the score. Just started out the second half. Maryland trying to go inside. No good. Denied on the play. Right there, LSU with the ball. They take it past the timeline. Left wing, Tremont Waters passes Naz Reid, right wing, into the hands of Skylar Mays. Back to Reid. Oh, he tried to slam it down off the baseline right there. Hit the top of the iron. He missed the slam dunk, trying to soar past the Maryland player. No good. Maryland with the ball, right wing perimeter, dribbling right corner. And they pass it off. Trying to go inside. Right elbow jumper. No good. Another brick by Maryland. Offensive board under the bucket. Fernando. Oh, he jams it down right there. Looked like Space Jam by Michael Jordan on the video game. Tremont Waters, watch out for him, though. He'll fly the distance up the court, taking it all the way, laying it up with the right hand up and in. 42-31, 17:40 left to go. Oh, yeah, Josh's bachelor party. Congrats, man. That is great. Have a nice day, guys. Hopefully you'll be able to get better. Get well soon. Got big prayers for you. Maryland inside the key. They kick it back outside. Left wing. Terrapins passing it back. Top of the key three. No good from the outside by Maryland. But a foul called on the play right there on the rebound. Looking at that last replay, Naz Reid missed the slam dunk a few minutes ago, trying to soar past the Maryland defender right there. Baseline, and then a big shot by Tremont Waters, laying it up and in. Back to an 11-point lead. 42-31, LSU with the ball as well. Waters kicks that back outside, LSU, and they turn it over on the Tremont Waters pass. So 16:58 left to go. 42-31 is the score. If you're new to my channel, hit that like button down below, guys. Hit the subscribe button as well. Let's get this thing into 10 likes today, possibly 15 and more if we can get that as well. So hit that like button if you haven't done so. Here we are back to action. Maryland takes it past the timeline. They pass it right wing of the three-point perimeter here now to the top of the key to Anthony Cowan. Cowan trying to go low post inside, and no, right there. Missed his mark on his teammate, and LSU almost got the steal, but the ball rolled, and it pinwheeled all the way down to the baseline, and it got touched out of bounds. LSU right there had a 2-on-1 fast break all alone on the steal, and it was a kicked ball right off the knee of Marlon Taylor of LSU. That was unfortunate because they would have put 2 more points on the board. 42-31, Maryland with the ball. Right wing of the three-point perimeter here for the Terrapins. Aaron Wiggins, jumper, free throw circle, no good. They cannot hit shots right now. LSU gets the rebound. Left wing here. Waters feeds it to his teammate, up and in, into the net, underneath the basket. Cavell Bigby Williams. 44-31 with 16:05 left. So here we are updating you guys with the score. If you're new to the channel, hit the like button down below. Subscribe as well. Tremont Waters with the assist coming. Cavell Bigby Williams putting down the ball into the net. And here we are with that 44-31 game. So at the moment, 16:07 left to go. TV timeout. Tremont Waters leading the way with 4 assists on the team. Also tied with a highest amount of points right now, 8 points, with Naz Reid with 8 as well for LSU. Nobody in double-digit points currently for LSU. Let's see for Maryland. They do not have a double-digit player either. 9 points, though, for Wiggins leading the way for the Terrapins, but they are down by 13 points at the moment. Thank you so much in the chat here. Phil W. for the Tigers of LSU, and it's looking like that way right now. 44-31 at the moment currently for LSU. And the shooting percentage tells it all right now. Maryland is struggling shooting shots from the field. 27% shooting from Maryland. LSU is 47% from the field. The shooting has told the tale in this game from the field. Maryland has just really been cold shooting today in this game. If you're new to the channel, hit that like button down below. Subscribe as well. And this is awesome. I got Phil W. listening from Ecuador. This is great. This is awesome, guys. This is absolutely incredible. I got people in the chat a few days ago from Cyprus. I got people from the UK in the chat. I got somebody still here from Canada. This is awesome. And now I get South America just adding continents in here. This is absolutely awesome. So I've got almost all the continents on my channel. I've been here for 2 months now live streaming, and this is great. I reached South America. Just need to get in there. I've also reached Australia, reached Europe. Somebody from Hong Kong was in the channel a few games ago. Just need to reach Africa, guys, and then Antarctica. And then, yep, there you go. Josh has got it. Yep, that is great. Classic in there. I was just going to say that. Listening in the igloo, but that is great. Listening in the Wi-Fi filled igloo. Out with the Penguins with a negative 75-degree temperature, but on the top of Mount Washington too, it's pretty cold out there. I know they had like an avalanche warning up there on Mount Washington in the presidential range today. That was crazy, but right now LSU with that 13-point lead. Pretty weird weather I've got here today. I'm from Massachusetts, and we had like overnight we had snow over here, and then all of that just melted. It's supposed to be like 60 a few days from now, but we have like 45-mile-per-hour wind gusts outside, but it was like 25 degrees this morning and snowing. But this is great. But if you're new to that channel, hit that like button down below, subscribe as well. So here we are. We're going to get ready to go back to action. Maryland will get the inbound with 16:07 left to go in the game. They are in trouble, down by 13. Shooting 5 for 19 from the field from three-point range. LSU is 4 for 12. 12 points in the paint by Maryland today, 26 by LSU. We got the floor boy mopping up the floor. Looks like we had a spill on the court, so looks like we're a little slow to get back to action here because we got the floor boy mopping up this court here. Got a nice drink spill or something that happened on the court. That is classic. You don't see that too often. We saw a spilt drink with a radio booth with the LSU against Yale game on Thursday. Emmett Williams went right into media row, and somebody spilled his Coke all over his laptop during that game. Here we are back to action. Maryland with the inbound. Top of the key, Anthony Cowan passes left wing three here, Terrapins. And an offensive foul, so they made the three-point shot. Didn't matter anyway. Offensive foul before that. Ball goes back to LSU on the floor. But we have another TV timeout, so we barely even got back to the game, guys, and looks like CBS decides to take another media timeout. Yeah, did you see that? The Rip Coke with the LSU versus Yale game? Emmett Williams flew right into the media row right next to the baseline there. And then somebody who was part of the radio crew calling the game, his drink just flew right up in the air and right all over like all the soundboard equipment and right all over the laptop. But we have 16 minutes left to go. Another timeout on the floor. Just updated you guys with a score. Be nice if there was like another game playing right now, but this is the only one, so I don't have anything to update you guys with a score at the moment. But the next game, Wofford against Kentucky, I've got that stream at 2:40, and then Florida against Michigan at 5:15. Michigan State against Minnesota at 7:45. During that time, there's two games: Murray State, Florida State at 6:10, Baylor against Gonzaga at 7:10. As well later today. And then there's the later games later on today. 8:40 tonight, Villanova against Purdue. Auburn against Kansas, closing it out at 9:40. So that's the whole day of games here for the March Madness schedule inside the round of 32. If you're new to that channel, hit the like button, share, subscribe to Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube as I do play-by-play of college basketball action. Streaming all day with March Madness play-by-play. Nothing better than March basketball for the NCAA tournament. That is for sure. And it's a 13-point lead at the moment by LSU, but we've seen college basketball comebacks. We've seen a few these past few days. There was a 10-point lead yesterday that Mississippi State had against Liberty, and then Liberty came back and won that game. So yeah, that was a shocker in the bracket. If you didn't follow college basketball, and you're usually the one who picks like all the big name schools, and if you just don't follow college basketball and just pick out the big name schools, most likely you pick down Mississippi State over Liberty, and Liberty got the upset. Yeah, I definitely think Michigan State could most likely beat LSU. LSU doesn't have that great of a defense. They allow a ton of points, but Maryland just cannot shoot the ball at all from the field today. They're stone cold from the field. But the thing about LSU is that they're a really good team at stealing the ball. That's what they can do on the defensive end. They give up a ton of points, but they can steal the ball. They've also have some really good talent when it comes to shooting the ball from the field. Two really tall players. But I think Michigan State, they have a better solid lineup than LSU out there. And yeah, I picked that one too. Liberty over Mississippi State. Mississippi State coming into that game at an AP Top 25 record. They were 1-5 against the Top 25 this season. First shot at the free throw line goes down for LSU, 45-31. Second shot goes down as well. So it's 46-31 with 16 minutes left to go. Just updated you guys with the score. If you're new to the channel, hit the like button down below. Subscribe as well. And LSU gets the inbound as well. So it looked like the last play before we went to commercial break was like a technical foul called by Maryland. So obviously frustration taking out on Maryland's end. Top of the key three, no good by Tremont Waters. Rebounded by the Terrapins. If LSU, and that's a three-point shot by Maryland. If LSU and Michigan State do meet up together, that would actually be a great game. Cassius Winston, top 5 point guard of the year, going up against top 5 point guard of the year, Tremont Waters, as there's a stolen ball on the play. Maryland with it. Oh, what a denial from behind. Blocking foul, though. LSU preventing Maryland to slam that down, but Aaron Wiggins will go to the free throw line to shoot two here for the Terrapins. What an effort on the defensive end there by Cavell Bigby Williams to get right behind Aaron Wiggins to deny him, but it's a shooting foul. So if both of those teams do win, LSU against Michigan State, both of those teams will meet in the Sweet 16. That would be a pretty sweet matchup for two top point guards in all college basketball. First shot goes down for Wiggins at the free throw line for the Terrapins. 46-35 the score. Going to update you guys here in the chat. $15:23 left to go in the game. Second shot by Maryland. Wiggins hits it. 10-point game. 15:23 remaining. If you're new to that channel, hit the like button down below. Subscribe as well as I do play-by-play the March Madness action. LSU with the ball. They take it past the timeline. They have it top of the key. That 3-point perimeter. They pass it off. Waters passes to Mays. Back to Waters. Right wing of the 3-point perimeter here. Left wing here, LSU. They feed it inside, free throw circle. They take it back outside. Naz Reid into the hands of Skylar Mays. Kicks it back outside. Waters passes. Left corner. Smart. Smart inside. The left elbow, two. No. Battle for the rebound. Maryland has it. The big man, Bruno Fernando, with a board. And the foul called with 14:52 left to go. If you're new to my channel, hit that like button down below. Subscribe as well. As we have a Akil Krishi inside the chat. He says, yes, LSU, Michigan State. That would be awesome. Definitely. I agree with that one. Thank you so much. Just added this live stream to our watch. Oh my gosh, that is great. So that is awesome that you did that. That is awesome. Here we are back to action. 10-point game. Maryland backing their way inside the low post. Feed it back outside. Left wing three. Knocks it down right there. Anthony Cowan from behind the arc. And I'll be back for the Wofford, Kentucky game as well. Thank you so much, TC Gang, after the conclusion of this one. 46-39. A little bit of a comeback here by the Terrapins. LSU with the ball left corner. Dribbling inside. They pass it in the key, and it's stolen away. Bodies on the floor. Tie up. Do we have it? Maryland. No, they get the orange basketball. Maryland with it. They pass it left corner three. No, good off the top of the iron. Naz Reid controls the rebounds. 46-39 as Maryland stole the ball right there. There were about like an avalanche of bodies on the ground. Deep three. But a foul called before that, or timeout on the floor before that. Gonna update you guys with the score right now. 46-39. Currently in this one. If you're new to my channel, hit that like button down below. Subscribe to Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. I do play-by-play the March Madness action. Stay in the know here with my channel. This is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. 46-39. 13:57 left remaining when we do get back to action. LSU and Maryland. Maryland trying to cut into this LSU lead. The shooting percentage as well telling the story, but Maryland has been shooting better than they did at the very start of the second half. So right now, the Terrapins shooting the ball at 30% from the floor. LSU at 43% from the floor. So LSU just took a timeout. They have 2 remaining. Maryland with 2 timeouts as well. When that timeout was called by LSU, the star player from Maryland, their leading scorer, number 1, Anthony Cowan, was limping a little bit. Looks like he's in pain, but he just waved everybody off. Anthony Cowan has 29 double-digit point games this season, leading Maryland in scoring just below 16 points per game. LSU back with the ball off the inbound. They feed it inside. Naz Reid kicks it back outside. Right corner three. Knocks it down from the outside. Trifecta. Darius Days with a huge J. Lighting up the three-point board right there. 49-39. Midwest Sports is back in my chat. Thank you so much for coming back right here. 10-point game, 13:20 remaining. Maryland with the ball. They pass it right wing of that three-point perimeter. Spin move inside. Aaron Wiggins kicks it back outside. Cowan floats it up. Air ball. Offensive rebound. Up and in. Put back off the glass. Jalen Smith puts that back. 49-41. LSU up by 8. Jalen Smith with 6 by Maryland. LSU passes it. The inside pass, spin move in the lane. Naz Reid, no good off the mark. Offensive rebound and battle for the ball, swatted from behind by Maryland. Numbers, transition, Maryland, and they finished to the cup right there. They laid it, but tried to go up for the layup, but there was a foul, blocking foul from behind called by LSU before they laid it right up and in. So don't count the bucket there for Maryland. Going to update you guys with the score. Still 49-41. If you're new to my channel, hit that like button down below. Subscribe as well. So Maryland couldn't finish to the cup at first. Went off the backboard strong. Got the offensive rebound and the putback, but there was a blocking foul called right before that. First shot from the line, no good. So Maryland misses the first one with Eric Ayala. 12:52 left. 49-41 the score. We got Midwest Sports back in the chat saying that his throat hurts. Yeah, that's possible. If you've been calling games like throughout the time, your throat might hurt. It depends. Just if you're calling games and your throat hurts, try to maybe pace yourself. Maybe just don't go bonkers off and start screaming after every bucket. Just try to pace yourself, I guess. Kind of like what I do here, because if you start screaming after every bucket, I can see how that could happen here. Deep three, Tremont, no good. Rebounded by Maryland, 49-42. 12:35 left remaining. Or his throat might hurt too if he woke up sick, like a sore throat. That might be the reason as well. I don't know. But here we are back to action. Maryland, left elbow, trying to back their way inside low post. Bruno Fernando faking out the defense. No good. Big, strong rebound by Cavell Big B Williams underneath the bucket for LSU. Waters taking it in the key. Tremont kicks it back outside. Top of the free throw circle here for LSU. They dribble out towards the top of the three-point perimeter. 12 minutes left. Javonte Smart taking it inside. Jumper in the lane, no good. Offensive rebound, they set it up. Kick it back outside. Right corner three, Smart. No good. Rattled out right there by Javonte Smart. 11:50 left. Maryland down by 7, 49-42. They have it at the top of the key here with Ayala. 11:40 remaining. Passes right wing here. Anthony Wiggins passes top of the free throw circle. They feed it inside. Bucket falls. Number 11, Daryl Morsell. 49-44. Maryland making a comeback 5-point game. 11:24 left to go. LSU with the ball into the hands of Tremont Waters. Top of the key here. Tremont trying to go in the key. Oh, what a move. Oh, he almost finished to the bucket, but Tremont gets fouled. We'll go to the line to shoot 2 free throws where we go into this commercial break coming up. Going to update you guys once again with the score. Maryland coming back. This one's close, guys. 49-44. Maryland, about 10 to 15 minutes ago, was struggling to make shots from the field, but right now they are storming right back. That shooting percentage telling the tale. Maryland, about like, if you asked me a half an hour ago what Maryland's shooting percentage was, it was like 23% from the field. Now they're shooting 31%. So a huge improvement from the field by the Maryland Terrapins when it comes to shooting the ball here. They're finally making shots, and that's what's been the difference on how Maryland's been able to come back right now. LSU shooting at 39% from the field on this TV timeout. Maryland is out-rebounding LSU 28-27. And both of the teams even on fouls and turnovers. 8 turnovers apiece and 9 fouls as well. Let's see the leading scorers since we're on this TV timeout. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that like button down below. Subscribe as well. So leading the way, Darius Days off the bench for LSU. He has 10 points. LSU has 23 points off the bench out of their 49 currently in this game. Darius Days with 10, 7 points. Javonte Smart. Emmett Williams with 6. Tremont Waters, Skylar Mays, and Naz Reid all with 8 points for LSU. Also, 8 points, 4 assists by Tremont Waters. Let's see Maryland, their leading scorer, as we're on commercial break. 11 points, Anthony Wiggins leading the way. It was a few minutes ago, he was like a little bit hobbly there, like in some knee pain, but he waved it off, told his coach and all the bench players that he'll be all right, he can play. So that's something to monitor. The leading scorer for Maryland, Aaron Wiggins. Anthony Cowan. Anthony Cowan's the one in pain. Aaron Wiggins is the one leading the scoring right now. So Aaron Wiggins, the leading scorer. Anthony Cowan second on the team in scoring with 9 points. He's the one in pain as he waved off to the bench that he was hobbling with his knee. But right now we're on a commercial break. When we do get back to action, we'll have a close game between Maryland and LSU. 5 points now. We have 11-14 left to go when we do get back to action between these two teams. LSU with a pretty big lead in this one, but Maryland coming back, shooting the ball better from the field, and LSU did get fouled with Tremont Waters, so I believe they should be going to the free throw line here. Yeah, Anthony Cowan in a lot of pain, kind of hobbling a little bit or so, but he waved it off. He said that he'll be okay the rest of the way. He's the leading scorer on this team and leading assist man as well for Maryland. But here we are back to action. Tremont Waters at the free throw line for LSU. First shot goes down. 50-44. Yeah, Phil W says LSU struggles with the zone. Yeah, kind of tells LSU gives up a ton of points. They steal the ball quite often. They rank top 10 in all college basketball stealing the ball, but LSU gives up a ton of points. They're ranked around like the 220s in all college basketball when it's for points allowed. So they give up a ton of points, but they also score a good amount too. Right now it's a 51-44 game with 11:14 left. Here we are back to action. 11:14 remaining. And Phil W. back in the chat. LSU always a better team when behind. Yeah, I can definitely see that. They had a huge come from behind victory against Missouri back in January. So, yep, I can definitely see that. There was the game against Florida where LSU was down with like 4 seconds left by 2 points. And Tremont Waters took it all the way the distance of the court to lay it up and then force overtime, and they beat Florida that game. That was at the start of this month. Here we are back to action. LSU with the ball right corner. And now they pass it off, trying to go inside the key. They kick it back outside. Top of the key, 3. Mays. No good. Skylar Mays misses the 3-point shot off the top part of the iron. Rebound them in Maryland now. They have the ball in the key. They pass it back. Trying to go inside there is Daryl Morcell. And we got ourselves a foul called on the play with 10:27 left to go. Naz Reid. Let's see, number 0 here. Naz Reid inside. Yep, he got charged with a blocking foul on the play. So Maryland shooting 2 at the free throw line with Daryl Morcell. He's a 69% free throw shooter. We have 10:27 left to go in this game. First shot by Morcell. No good. Hit the top part of the iron. So 51-44 to score. Daryl Morcell back at the free throw line. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that like button down below. Subscribe as well, as I do play-by-play of college basketball action throughout the March Madness tournament. Darius Dage checks out of the game for LSU. Looks like Cavell Bigby Williams comes back in the game. Second shot at the free throw line. It goes down for Maryland. 51-45. LSU with the ball. They take it past the timeline. They feed it inside the lane. Naz Reid. And he gets the bucket and 1. Going to the free throw line right there for Naz Reid to see if he can complete the 3-point play with 10:20 remaining. Naz Reid just going right over number 25 of Maryland. That's Jalen Smith right there. Naz Reid put it right off the glass, up and in. So 8-point lead, looking for 9 here. And he connects with it as that one bounces around the rim, and he got that one to fall down there for Naz Reid. 54-45. Yeah, no problem, TC gang. Enjoy playing basketball outside. Get some fresh air. Shoot some jumpers. I'll see you back in a little bit. But yeah, enjoy your time shooting hoops. Hopefully it's a nice weather out where you are as well. We got some snow here early in the morning today up here in Massachusetts. We had some snow, but now it's like really windy. It's like 45-mile-per-hour winds. And it's supposed to be like 60 degrees, I think, later this week. It was like 25 this morning. So Maryland just got fouled there at the free throw line. First shot goes down by Bruno Fernando. 54-46. We have 10:08 left to go. Bruno Fernando back at the free throw line to shoot his second one here for the Terrapins. And knocks that one down as well. 54-47 at the moment. With 10:05 left remaining, LSU takes it past the timeline. A steal. They tried to lob that one, but Maryland tipped it over the top. They try to take it, and Maryland almost lost control of that. They save it before it goes out of bounds. Driving, baseline, going up and in right there off the backboard, and it'll go to the free throw line for 1. This just changed the entire scope of this game. Daryl Morcell driving left side baseline, puts that one home off the glass for the Terrapins, and we got ourselves a ball game. That is just incredible right there. The save by Maryland. They almost lost control of the ball. That ball was floating up in the air, well beyond the baseline. They put it back into the hands of Daryl Morcell, who dribbled baseline left side, put it back up and in off the rim. And the free throw, no good. It stopped right on the bottom part of the iron. LSU with a rebound, dribbling right corner of the court. And the refs roll Maryland ball. Wow. Maryland will get the ball back. 54-49. This game's getting intense. Skylar Mays tried to get the rebound there inside that corner, right behind that three-point perimeter, and he touched it out of bounds right there. Maryland trying to go for that as well. It's a battle for the ball basically right there. 54-49. Terrapins get it back. They have another opportunity to cut the LSU lead. They pass it right wing of the perimeter. Wiggins feeds it down free throw circle. Low post Fernando. Fernando backing his way. Foul. And a charge called. So Bruno Fernando on the offensive foul. LSU gets the charge call on the play with 9:39 remaining. Let's see the replay here. Emmett Williams guarding Bruno Fernando. Boom. Yep, right there. Emmett Williams with his hands up, locked and loaded. Boom. Elbow by Bruno Fernando. And Williams goes down to take the charge for LSU. So the Tigers will get the ball back. Fernando with 6 points, 9 rebounds from Maryland, but also in quite a bit of foul trouble with 3 fouls. LSU with the ball, taking it past the timeline. Tremont Waters passes free throw circle here with Reed. Naz Reed back to Waters. Waters taking it inside the lane, feeds it to Emmett Williams, and I think that... Wow. Let's see what this is rolled. It looked like maybe an up and down on the play, but maybe a defensive foul by Maryland. So much traffic right there in the lane. Maryland trying to plead their case to the refs that it was a tie-up on the up and down with LSU. Emmett Williams thinks that he was fouled on the shot. We're going to see here what the refs roll this to be. We have 9:23 remaining in a 54-49 game. So it looked like it was a Maryland foul that they committed on the play. So LSU will go to the free throw line here with 9:23 left. So it benefits LSU. Emmett Williams at the free throw line. First shot for number 24. No good from the charity stripe. Emmett Williams, the freshman from Fort Myers, Florida. He's a 70% free throw shooter on the year. First shot did not go down. That was a miss. Close game. Maryland was behind throughout most of this by double-digit points. They've cut this down to 5. Second shot knocks it down. 55-49. 9:20 remaining. If you're new to the channel, hit that like button down below. Subscribe as well. Maryland with the ball. They take it past the timeline. They pass it left wing of the three-point perimeter. Daryl Morcell. He puts it into the hands of Fernando. Fernando with 3 fouls and foul trouble, but he kicks that one back outside. Left wing Cowan. Cowan a little hobbled up as well. A few minutes ago, they pass it outside. Right corner 3. No good. Hit the front part of the iron. Oh, huge rebound by Jalen Smith from Maryland. Driving inside, and they get the bucket. Anthony Cowan lays it up and in for the Terrapins. 4-point game. Second round action here is going to start off with a bang. It has 8:40 remaining, guys. 55-51. LSU with the ball. They have it right wing of the three-point perimeter. Skylar Mays puts it into the hands of Tremont Waters. Kicks it back outside, dribbling in the key. No good. Too strong off the backboard. And the ball goes out of bounds. It was last off Jalen Smith, who was lying down on the baseline, and the ball hit his knee on the baseline, went off the top of his knee, so the ball go back to LSU on the inbound here. This is intense, man. 4-point game. LSU will inbound. 8:29 left to go. Tremont Waters will put through the inbounds pass here for LSU. Waters looking for an open man. And we have a whistle on the play. Looks like the refs are sorting through something right now. Let me know down in the chat below who you got for this one, LSU or Maryland. You are taking in this game. Thank you guys so much for joining me in here in the chat. This is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. If you are new to the channel as well, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below as I do play-by-play on March Madness games. 55-51's the score. Just updated you guys here with a chat. We have 8:29 remaining. We did have a whistle in the last play. Let's get the foul count for you guys. Maryland with 7 fouls in the second half. LSU with 6. So another foul. Both of these teams are in the bonus anyway. And here we are getting ready to go back to action. LSU with the inbounds. They do. They pass it. Lob pass over the top. Right side baseline. Naz Reid. Naz Reid with the ball for LSU. Puts it back out top. Deep three. Oh, he almost hit it. And LSU with offensive rebound. Another three. No good. Another fight for the rebound. Maryland. I think that's a tie-up right there. Possession arrow, Maryland. There was a tie-up on the third offensive rebound between LSU and Maryland. Tie-up on the play. Ball, possession arrow goes to the Terrapins. This is unreal. Tremont Waters just took like a 30-foot three-point shot from basically almost half court. He missed that one. Skylar Mays got the offensive rebound. It was tipped all the way back to the three-point line to him. He took like a 24-foot three-point shot, missed that, and then the fight for the rebound, there was a tie-up on the rebound. Possession arrow, Maryland. Top of the key here for the Terrapins. They pass the ball, Bruno Fernando. And a reach-in foul called by LSU on as they try to reach into Fernando. Maryland going to the free throw line in the bonus. (55-51). Bruno Fernando at the free throw line. He's a 77% free throw shooter. Just got that 62% shooter from the field, which is ranked second in the Big Ten, but 77% from the line, knocks down his first one. 3-point game, guys. 55-51. 10 rebounds today for Bruno Fernando on the game. He also has 7 points. Second shot at the line by Bruno. 7 points, 10 rebounds, looking for 8. Gets his 8th. 2-point game, guys. 55-53, 8 minutes remaining. It's going to be a great game down the stretch. LSU, if they blow this, oh my goodness. They had a huge double-digit lead at one point. Top of the key here for the Tigers. They have the ball. Deep three, Mays. Skylar Mays, no good. Now it's reversed. LSU cannot hit shots. Maryland with a rebound. They have it at the top of the key here with Anthony Cowan. The Terrapins, how many brackets they would bust if they get the W as a 6th seed. They pass it off left wing of the perimeter here. Daryl Morcell puts it into the hands of Fernando. Fernando backing. Low post by Bruno. Oh, bodies on the ground. LSU tried to go for a steal. I think they did. Possession arrow goes to LSU. What a steal right there by Tremont Waters on a tie-up. And LSU will get the ball back. Oh, man. What a game. How'd that basketball go for you, TC Gang? TC Gang back from shooting hoops for 15 minutes here. Going to update you guys with a score in the chat. This is getting intense. We're on a TV timeout currently. Awesome. That is great. Glad to hear. Hopefully you had great weather up where you are to shoot some hoops. It's nice and windy over here with like 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Yeah, I'm going to update you guys with the score once again. Yeah, it just changed. 7:24 left to go. And it's a 2-point game at the moment. Huge steal on the tie-up. That was just the last play by LSU. As Tremont Waters came in, Bruno Fernando was dribbling from Maryland in the key. Tremont Waters came from behind, fell on the floor, stole the ball. It was a possession arrow tie-up, and it went to LSU. Very, very lucky right there. But if you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that like button down below, subscribe. Oh, man. So I got William Sweeney inside right now, the chat. Thank you so much, man. This is great. I get a lot of praise from people who think that this channel is absolutely awesome. If you're new to that channel, man, hit that like button down below. Subscribe as well. Thank you so much for that comment. I appreciate that. Keep up the good work, man. You guys have been great here in the chat throughout the entire time. LSU against Maryland coming down to the wire. 2-point game. Let's see these shooting percentages for both of these teams. Maryland shooting the ball at 32% from the floor. LSU shooting the ball at 36% from the floor. So that's what's going on right now. It all depends on who the TV announcers are, basically. Some of them are good. Some of them aren't so great. Some of them don't have any energy at all, like Joe Buck or so. Just, he's like the voice of baseball, which I can see because it's a slower paced game. That's what baseball is. But when he calls the NFL on Fox games, then you got more high profile energy. It's more high energy and excitement needed there for football, and kind of sounds boring sometimes. But yeah, we got William Sweeney here with the LSU Tigers fan in the chat. Wants to down the Turtles in this one. LSU had a double-digit point lead at one point of the game, and then Maryland only down by 2 at this moment in time right now. This is going to be a fight to the finish. What a great start to the second round right now. Yeah, he's pretty good at the MLB. I think that's like his pace of announcing. Basically, the slower pace of the game, same as like Major League Baseball, since they take their time in between pitches. That's the pace that fits him. But the NFL, it's just more exciting to watch NFL games, and he just doesn't put that energy and emotion in, unlike the CBS guys that do that stuff. Like when Gus Johnson used to work for the NFL, oh man, he used to explode. Gus Johnson's just an incredible announcer. But here we are back to action. LSU with the ball. They have it right wing of the three-point perimeter. Tremont Waters, he passes it left corner. They're passing all around the perimeter. Top of the key three. No good from the outside. Rebounded by Maryland right there. 3-ball missed by Marlon Taylor. So Maryland with a rebound. 7 minutes remaining. They take it past the timeline. Put it into the hands of Jalen Smith. Now it goes into the hands here. Top of the key with Daryl Morcell. Morcell working his way inside. Lost the ball. Skylar Mays with a steal for LSU. They have numbers. Waters. And he'll look to pass it inside. Naz Reid spin. Oh, what a block right there by Maryland. Naz Reid tried to take it inside. They blocked it. Maryland now with the ball. Top of the key. Float it inside the key. Trying to go in there. Jalen Smith ties it up at 55. What a game with 6.5 left. Oh, my goodness. What a start to the second round here. 55 apiece. This is not good for LSU. They've gone cold from the field. Early on in this game, it was Maryland who had trouble hitting shots. Now it's LSU. Waters with the ball right corner of the three-point perimeter, trying to take it inside, kicks it back outside, left wing. LSU with the ball. They pass it left side baseline. They feed it back outside. If you haven't done so already, hit the like button down below. Subscribe as well. Waters puts it back into the hands. Deep three. Mays. No good. I think that was... Oh, it barely hit the rim right as the shot clock expired. So no shot clock violation. Maryland cross-court pass. And a foul called on the play with 5:48 remaining. Maryland did hit the shot off the backboard. Sent it home, but the foul was right before that. Oh, my goodness. This is so intense, guys. Man, what a game between these two teams. What a game right now between both of these squads. Fight to the finish. Join me for my next stream after this one. Wofford against Kentucky. But here we are at the free throw line with Maryland. It's Jalen Smith. He has 8 points so far today. First shot at the free throw line by the 66% free throw shooter. Knocks that one down in the bonus. Maryland with their first lead of the game. Wow. First lead of the game for the Terps right now. The whole tables have turned. That is for sure. Maryland was down by double-digit points. It's 56-55. Bracket buster here. If the 6 seed beats the 3 seed, we still have 5:48 remaining. Second shot by Smith. Knocks it down. 2-point lead by the Terps. 57-55. If you're new to the channel, hit that like button down below. Subscribe as well. 12-1 run in the last 4.5 minutes remaining by Maryland. Going inside Naz Reid. And he gets that one to fall. Oh, man. Friendly roll right there off the backboard. And off the top of the rim, the ball just died out, but it had enough inertia right there to float right into the net. 57 apiece. Maryland with the ball. Top of the key here. Daryl Morcell puts that one into the hands of Cowan. Anthony Cowan now. Top of the key here for the Terps. Takes it back outside. Cowan still behind that three-point perimeter. 5 on the shot clock. 5:10 on the game clock. Cowan passes. Open three left wing. And he knocks it down. Eric Ayala, he was open. That was a defensive breakdown right there for LSU. That was completely wide open from behind the arc. 60-57. Maryland, 3-point lead. LSU with the ball top of the key here. Javonte Smart trying to take it inside. Jumper, elbow, no good. Rebounded Fernando by Maryland. The shots are not going down for LSU in the past 6 minutes or so in this one. 60-57. Maryland with the ball, right wing of the 3-point perimeter. They feed it inside. They get stripped of the ball, stolen by LSU. Here they are, transition numbers. Passing it, right wing, open three. Tie game right there. Huge shot by Skylar Mays. Oh my goodness, guys. We're tied up at 60. This is crazy. If I was to bet on this game, I would have bet LSU before this one went down, but here we are, bracket buster with a 6 seed possibly. Underneath the basket, first shot blocked. Offensive rebound up and in by Bruno Fernando, 62-60, Maryland up on top. What a game. Hit that like button, guys. Subscribe to my channel down below. LSU feeding it inside. Banks it home. We're tied up at 62. Oh, my goodness. Back and forth, guys. 3:40 left to go. Maryland with the ball. Slowing down tempo with Cowan. Oop. Should be 62 here, Maryland. Updating you guys with this. Maryland with the ball now. 3.5 remaining. We're tied up at 62. They kick it back outside. Left wing three. No good by Maryland. Rebounded by LSU. The 3-ball missed by Jalen Smith from the left side of the 3-point perimeter. LSU slowing down tempo here. If you haven't done so already, hit the like button, share, subscribe to my videos. Tremont Waters, outside perimeter, passes it off, trying to take it inside here for LSU. Jumper in the key, too strong off the backboard. Bruno Fernando wrestles that one away from Maryland with a rebound. Going up, pushing tempo, no good. Offensive rebound, a huge rejection from behind by LSU. Bodies on the floor, 2 red jerseys on the floor, but Maryland will be shooting 2 up at the free throw line with 2:57 left. Blocking foul call from behind, committed by LSU. Oh my goodness, this one's going down to the wire, guys. Like, share, subscribe to my channel. 2:57 left when we do get back to action. This is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. This is what March Madness is all about here. March Madness at its finest in the second round. It starts off with a bang. No buzzer beaters in the first round. Will we see one to start it off in the second round? Possibly. We're going to have to see. But here we are. I'm going to go through the box score here since we're on commercial break. 5 players actually in double-digit points for Maryland. 4 of those players in the starting 5. Anthony Cowan Jr. leading the way for Maryland, 11 points. Bruno Fernando with a huge double-double performance, 15 rebounds, 10 points. As we look to LSU, they have 3 players in double-digit points. Naz Reid, 13 points, 11 points. Skylar Mays, Tremont Waters, 10 points, 5 assists. If you're new to the channel, hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button as well as I call play-by-play of March Madness games. Tune in for my next one as well. Wofford against Kentucky, 2:45. Florida against Michigan at 6. And Minnesota at Michigan State around 7:45. Here we are, though, on a commercial break. When we do get back to action, we'll have under 3 left to go. Oh my gosh, it's been a back and forth battle. Oh man, prayers for Josh though. I hope he gets better. Gosh, that is terrible that you had to take him to the doctors. Oh no. But you guys are from Montreal. Big shout out to Montreal. Also have somebody in the chat from South America as well, so that's absolutely awesome. But huge recap of what's happened. Basically, LSU has gone basically cold from the floor the past like 7 or 8 minutes shooting the ball. Maryland was down by double-digit points. They've worked it back up, and we have a tie game at 62 with 2:57 remaining. One of the key players here for Maryland is Bruno Fernando. He has a double-double, 15 rebounds, 10 points right now for Bruno. And I have the stats right here of Bruno in here. He ranks 13th in college basketball in rebounds per game right now. Average rebounds per game, 2nd in the conference behind Jordan Murphy of Minnesota. Murphy ranks top 5 in all college basketball. Of course, I'll have the stream later for you guys later tonight, Michigan State against Minnesota. But Bruno Fernando from Maryland with some huge, big rebounds on the boards, supporting this Terp squad, and we got ourselves a 62 even ball game. Maryland's shooting percentage has gone up 35% from the floor. LSU's has gone down 37% from the floor. The rebound advantage goes to the Terps, 40-30, thanks to that guy Bruno Fernando. And what a game we have between both of these teams. 3-pointers, Maryland has knocked down 8, LSU has knocked down 6. Score right now, we're tied up at 62. 2:57 left to go. 62-62. Maryland at the free throw line as well, shooting with Jalen Smith. Jalen Smith, number 25 at the free throw line, a 66% free throw shooter on the season. The first one at the free throw line, and that one is no good. He just missed that one at the free throw line. Still tied up at 62, guys. If you're new to the channel, just hit the like button, share, subscribe as I call play-by-play to the March Madness tournament. Possibly a buzzer beater here to start off the round of 32. We'll see. Second shot at the line goes down for Smith. 1-point lead by the Terps at the moment. Calling play-by-play all day long. Wofford against Kentucky. Next one up after this one. Michigan, Florida. After that, Michigan State, Minnesota, closing out the night later tonight. And we just got ourselves to 10 likes. This is awesome, guys. Keep it up. Let's make this 15 by the end of the stream. 1-point game. LSU with the ball. They take it past the timeline. Right wing of the 3-point perimeter. Waters puts it inside now. Nas Reed in the key. Reed backing his way in there. Spin move. Nas. And he tried to float it up. Fell to the ground. Maryland gets possession of the ball. 2:35 remaining. Maryland with a 1-point lead. They take it past the timeline. 63-62. The Terps have the lead. And they pass it off left wing of the perimeter with Jalen Smith with the ball. They pass it right wing here. Ayala goes into the hands of Cowan now from Maryland. Cowan, 3. No good. Front part of the iron. Tremont Waters gets the rebound. No problem. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And a deny right there. LSU tried to take it inside. Huge block by Maryland. Maryland tried to go coast to coast. Ball gets swatted out of bounds by LSU. Back-to-back possessions. Back-to-back blocks. What a game between both of these teams. This is going to be one hell of a dogfight to the finish. 63-62. 1-point game. Maryland, LSU. 2:04 left to go. Terps are up by 1. Hit that like button if you haven't done so already. Hit subscribe as well. We got a TV timeout on the floor. This is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Oh my goodness, the second round here. It's this start to the second round, guys. Oh my goodness, this is insane right now. 1-point game. Almost 2 minutes left. This is crazy. But yeah, hopefully everything will with Josh can go okay. Hopefully all that will go okay right now. But what a game between all these teams. I got we have 2 turtles at our household that we have at the house. We have a tortoise that came from Arizona as a baby back in 2015, and we have a painted turtle that we found like in the middle of the street. He was walking in the street. We picked him up like 20 years ago, and he still lives in the turtle tank. He survived. So yeah, so right now 63-62. What a game between both of these teams right now. This is insane. Yeah, if I was to bet on this game, I would have picked LSU to win this game. I had Belmont over Maryland in my bracket in the first round, but that didn't happen. Here we are back to action. Top of the key with the ball, Maryland. Float it inside, backing his way, Fernando. Bruno Fernando, double team Reed. He gets it out. Back to the top of the key here, Cowan. Maryland with the ball. Cowan trying to dribble inside, and he tried to feed it inside, and a blocking foul called. Committed on LSU. Maryland will go to the free throw line with a 1:45 remaining. Jalen Smith again back to the line. What a game between both of these teams right now. 63-62. Maryland going back to the free throw line with 1:45 remaining. Same player here, that 66% free throw shooter with Jalen Smith. 1:45 remaining. Smith will shoot 2. Here's Maryland. First shot by Smith. No good. These free throws are costing the Terps right now. I believe they are 15 for 22 from the free throw line, and LSU is 12 for 14. 68% from the free throw line right now. And that is what is costing Maryland. It all comes down to shots here at the charity stripe. Second shot here by Smith, and he knocks that one down. Seems like he keeps on going 1 for 2 at the line every time. 64-62. 1:40 remaining. LSU with the ball. They have it. Right wing of the three-point perimeter. 1:35 remaining. Top of the key here with Tremont Waters. Waters dribbling. Passes. Left wing. And now they feed it inside. Naz Reid with the ball. 1:25 remaining. Reid. Spin move. Inside. Feeds it down low. Big B Williams cannot finish. Offensive rebound. Big B Williams. Oh, and he loses the ball in the key. LSU gets it. No, they missed it. Offensive rebound. Oh, a huge block, but a blocking foul committed by Maryland. Oh, my goodness. There were 4 missed shots there underneath the basket for LSU, but they kept on getting the offensive rebounds. The last one was a blocking foul on the play. This is insane. This is high-quality basketball when it comes to March Madness here. Oh, my goodness. Oh, man. What a just insane denial right there by Bruno Fernando in the low post from Maryland. Just swatted that one. Did get charged with a blocking foul. Skylar Mays at the line. Hits it. 64-63. 1:13 left to go. If you're new to the channel, hit the like button down below. Subscribe as well. I call play-by-play on March Madness games. 1-point game, LSU to try to tie it. Yes, they do with Skylar Mays. We are even at 64, guys. 1:13 left. Terps with the ball. Jalen Smith in foul trouble for Maryland. 12.7 rebounds, 4 fouls. Maryland with the inbound. 1:05 left to go. Terps take it past the timeline. Eric Ayala with the ball. He takes it past the logo. Left wing of the perimeter. Puts it into the hands of Cowan. Cowan to Ayala. Back inside low post here. Fernando kicks it back outside. Open 3. Top of the key. No good by Maryland. Tip in no good. Rebounded by Naz Reid. What an insane game. Even at 64. 42 seconds remaining. Top of the key. Tremont Waters. Waters. Left elbow. Passes. Left wing here. 3 ball. Mays. Oh! Skylar Mays. The J from the outside with 35 ticks remaining. 67-64. LSU with a lead. This is insane. Woo! What a game here. I'll get to you guys in the chat momentarily. Just updating you guys here with a score. 32.5 seconds left when we do get back to action. What a great start to the second round here. So do you think that Kansas will make it to the Sweet 16? Based on their play against Northeastern, possibly, but that is a very tough Auburn team to beat. If Auburn does make mistakes, though, like they made against New Mexico State in the final minute, yes, I think there's a possibility Kansas makes it to that Sweet 16. So I think it's there for Kansas to do so. They play a very talented Auburn team, though, that ranks top 6 in the nation in steals per game. So that is a very, very talented team right there. Yep, Skylar Mays with a pull-up J on the way. Nothing but nylon from the outside. Let's try to get this to 15 likes before this video is over. What a game. 3-point lead by the Tigers. Maryland will get the ball with 32.5 seconds remaining. A clutch shot by Skylar Mays when it comes to teams being in the clutch. LSU does it best. Tremont Waters with a game-tying bucket against Florida in early March. Put the game into overtime. LSU won by 2. Looking at foul trouble here for both of these teams. Maryland, 4 fouls. Jalen Smith, 3 by Bruno Fernando. For LSU, 4 fouls by their 2 big men, Naz Reid and Cavell Big B Williams. Yeah, North Carolina is a very, very tough team. I have them in my bracket going all the way, playing Duke in the final. North Carolina just speeds up the tempo so fast. They play a high-tempo type of offense. Tough to keep up for some teams, but here we are back to action. Maryland with an inbound. No timeouts left for Maryland either. 2 by LSU. Maryland in the key. Pass outside. Right corner 3. Smith. Oh, we got it. Jalen Smith ties this thing up at 67. 22 seconds remaining. LSU will have the final chance before the horn here. Thank you so much, Shapiro, for that one. You're way better than when Dick Vitale. Oh, unbelievable. That's how he would say it. But here we are. Timeout on the floor call by LSU. 19.5 remaining. If you haven't done so already, hit that like button down below. Subscribe as well. What a great start to the round of 32 here, guys. I call play-by-play of March Madness games, and Jaden FP, I'll be doing that Wofford versus Kentucky game right up next after this one. So if any of you guys would like to join me in there, feel free to join me in for Wofford against Kentucky in that stream right after this. What a great game. Definitely agree, Phil W. What a great game here to start off this round of 32. Oh my goodness, this is absolutely insane. And Jordan Shapiro right here. Love this channel. Thank you so much for the love, man. Appreciate it. Much more streams throughout the tournament. Plenty more today. Wofford against Kentucky coming up after this. Florida against Michigan at 5:15. Minnesota against Michigan State closing it out tonight. And then back tomorrow with UNC against Washington. UCF against Duke. 19.5 remaining. So going to update you guys with that score. I put 20.5 here in the chat. So going to update you guys with a 19.5. So 1 second less at the time. What a game here between both of these teams. LSU will have the last chance of the possession. 1 timeout left by LSU, 0 by Maryland. Both of the teams are in the bonus as well. So 0 timeouts by Maryland left, 1 by LSU. LSU has been clutch when it comes to last buckets before the buzzer. Tremont Waters put one in up off the backboard. He went the distance to tie it up with Florida, took it into overtime. LSU won in OT. That happened at the beginning of this month. They'll have a chance here. LSU with the ball. 18 seconds left. They'll have the final chance at a shot from the field unless we go into overtime. 12 left. Waters with the ball with 10. With 9. He's just not moving. He's planning his shot. 6. Top of the key, Waters making his move inside. 3. Waters laying it up and in with 1.6. LSU with a 69-67 lead. Desperation 3, Maryland. And it's off the mark, off the top of the backboard. LSU moving on to the Sweet 16. What a game here between both of these teams. Tremont Waters does it again. Same play against Florida at the beginning of the month. Takes his time, calls out the play, reads the defense, blows by the D, lays it up into the cup with 1.7 remaining. And there you have it. Final score. Tigers moving on, everybody. Brackets have been busted all around the world. But the top seed in this game, the 3, moves on over the 6. Some people had the 6, some people had the 3, but geez, oh my goodness, what a game we had. What an insane game, all because of a top 5 point guard of the year, Tremont Waters, making the distance, blowing past Jalen Smith of Maryland in the lane, floating it up over Bruno Fernando off the backboard, putting it up and home right off the window, up and in by Tremont, and it's all Tremont here. Thank you so much, Phil W. from Ecuador. Oh my goodness, what a game, guys. You guys have been awesome in the chat as well. Final score here, LSU 69, Maryland 67. This has been the best game of the tournament so far. Beats the other 2 games, Ohio State, Iowa State, New Mexico State, Auburn. This has been great. Thank you so much, everybody. Join me back on my next stream in about a half an hour from now. Wofford against Kentucky. As this is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. If you haven't done so already, hit the like button down below. Hit the subscribe button as well, as I call play-by-play of March Madness games, keeping you in the know throughout the March Madness tournament. Thank you so much, guys. Join me back in a little bit for Wofford against Kentucky.